Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back to Somali Speakers. Hope you guys can hear me. Hope everything's clear. Let me just get into position and yeah, man. Alaikum assalam. Yes, my brothers and sisters. Yeah, inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un. Yes, family, sister, big up. Salam. Yes. Yeah, man. Again, some of these, these streams are a bit. I don't know, 46. Remember number 46, Kismayo. So I'm gonna start off number 46. Yeah. Anyone that knows, yeah. What can I say? Yeah. I told myself in that rajoon, and this one why it kinda hurt, was they're offering the mood, man. Like they were just gonna go play football, man. That's a killer thing, when you get into the story and it's kind of sad, especially like the whole summer that we've been watching football. I've done football streams left, right, center, and it's just like a bunch of just a bunch of brothers and sisters gonna go play football. And sorry, not sisters, four boys, and then boom, what a tragedy, what a really loss of life. Yeah, I don't know, Mr. Sheikh, man. I don't even know what to call this now. I don't know whether I don't even know who to blame. I don't know whether this is what I'm saying. Especially at time, I don't know whether the football and whether I don't know whether I don't think I think to myself, what the fuck am I عيال يريروا كبد عيال am I targeting on a bus. أنا وحنا جيسن أنا وحنا عندنا وقب جيسن أنا and it makes me think like, okay, cool. What type of statements are you trying to send out now this time? Because I always said, every time these bastards make a move, or like, some of these speakers are going to keep on speaking up about it. I don't know. I don't even know. I don't even know. I'm just going to ignore these trolls. Yeah. Like, let me just carry on. Let me just get my trailer thoughts together, innit? Yeah, but like I said, I got a little video for us. I hope you guys can watch it. Just going to explain more and then we try to break something down after this. You get where I'm coming from? Yeah. Yeah, big up Man Like Faz in the building. Big up, Dapper, I see you, my brother. Yeah, my brother Dap's in the building. Big up, sister Summer in the building. Mr. Sheikh, I see you early. Big up. Yeah, but so like I was, I don't know. Let me get my trail of thoughts together, man. Let me get myself together back in. Yeah, so this is why this one I don't know, this is why it was a bit more devastating. And I think to myself, Like, can we actually think to ourselves like a beautiful song? I don't know, like with the Euro, I don't know. Like myself, I was here talking about football this whole year, but it's just like, you know, I don't know. It kind of hurts, man. It's like I thought it no more but like, and I think to myself, what are they trying to do? They're trying to like really shook up the next generation by frightening people. Is this an inside job? But again, like I'm saying, yeah, let me just get let me just put this up. Let's try to break it down, and then we could talk about it even more.
hal mar ayaa magaalada oo dhan laga wada maqlay qaraxa oo saameyn ku yeeshay ciyaartoydii halkan saarnaa. waxaa la sheegay inay ku dhinteen in ka badan 15 ciyaariyaan oo saarnaa gaarigan, balse qaar ayaa la sheegay iyaga oo gubtay oo nafta ee wax yar ku sii dambeyso halkan in laga saaray. qof ka mid ah dadkii goobjoogayaasha ahaa oo halkan ku sugnaa ayaan weydiiyey sidee wax u dhaceen iyo tirada dhimashada. inkastoo magaalada oo dhan hadda la geliyey bandow, halkan waxaa soo gaaray ciidamo ka tirsan maamulka Jubbaland oo rabay inay xaqiijiyaan ammaanka guud ee halkii uu qarax ka dhacay.
تركوب كدب أما ساعة كدب يا مقن يا لتبي يا رأيك اللي قلت مركي اللهم بالشيء كرامه
باقرتي
لكن كبي أهم با واللي جاري كجري وحاجة هري ما دلو ويل أو سقطه أو من ماذا حدا عقي يالو أو سسن أما دي وحان دا إزدجي هالكافريسو إنه قرح دعوة أركا ويل كلا أو دقاقي وجاري.
Start your online store with Shopify, the e-commerce platform that comes with all the features to run, manage, and grow your business.
marka niyo wiilkii soo jiiday taxi meesha marayaan bariyo oo saarniyo tistal kula carar ku kalena socon kareen saddexdaas markii laga reebo
waa gartay
intii kale waxa waaye muslimatiino ayagoo dhahayo oo dadka ku dhex jiro oo qeyranayo hal u qaban karinay meesha ku dhamaadeen
waa gartay miyaana dadka deegaanka soo bixin oo dadku caawinin maadaama ciyaartooyda halkaas ay ku gubteen
niyo dadka badanaa dadka niyo Kismayo qarax noocaan oo kala ah حتى ولي مصيبة نوعان وقلا ملك من مقرد
واقرتي
dadka banaanada iska taagnaayeen dad sasane ahaayeen dad helbaas ama qof caawin kara baba jirin ba aniga hadda kula hadlaayo ilaahay igu toosiyay wax noocaas da aragto aan control ba noqonaysaa control-kana ka dhumay ma garatay
waa gartay hadda
markii saac kadib la gaaray ba waxaan soo gaareen ciidanka amniga oo markaa ka war helay oo ordaayo qaar.
Claim your free business profile on Google so you can manage your hours, safety information, and upload photos of your business.
Business profile helps me stay connected.
أنا قار جديد كذا وتوضأ حرين أنا كده قاعدين يقولنا نقول دالين وماشي ولا لوكال عرب مقرت.
واقرتي.
إلى نعرفني أنت دي متولى شكل كرمال أنا هذا من كويسة دي جود من كويسة يا أنا دم ديجا مقرت.
واقرتي. ciyaartooydaas waxay ka mid ahaayeen mid ka mid ah kooxihii galabta koobka horyaalka Jubbaland ka furmi doono
lagu fur lahaa
waya hadda marka jawiga meesha marka waxa imaaday ciidan magaaladii waa la xiray isla markii waxa lagu dhawaaqay bandow sida wararka qaar aan ku helay hadda marka waa sidee marka sawir guud ka bixi meesha hadda waa sidee
niyo meeshii ciidanku baa joogo hal qof oo shacab looma ogola anagana ilaa iyo 100 talaabo wax ka badan baa la soo ceeriyay ma gartay
waa gartay waya tiradii dhaawacyada marka laga tago dhimashadii dhaawicii iyo ciyaartooyda qaar oo gubtay oo meesha ku dhintay ma laga qaaday meesha oo isbitaal ma la geeyay mise weli xitaa kuwii dhaawac ahaa weli gargaar ma helin
kuwii dhaawac niyo wax taxi loo bariyay saddexdan hadda ku sheegay iyo wixii kale oo aan hadda ogeyn wixii gaari loo bari karo
waa gartay
waa u barinay oo waa la saaro gargaar way heleen ma gartay
way aad ma san
laakiin kuwii kale meesha ku jiro ilaa hadda dadka gaariga waa shidan yahay
ciyaartooydan qaar weli ku jiro meesha oo ku gubanaya oo weli gaarigii dabka weli uu shiday miyaana dabdamis imaanin halkan oo badbaadin kara xitaa u yaraan wixii markaas meesha ku haray
niyo meesha waa gobol niyo dabdamis iyo hadda cid ka warhaysa ma laha
hal mar ayaa magaalada oo dhan laga wada maqlay qaraxa oo saameyn ku yeeshay ciyaartoydii halkan saarnaa. waxaa la sheegay inay ku dhinteen in ka badan 15 ciyaariyaan oo saarnaa gaarigan, balse qaar ayaa la sheegay iyaga oo gubtay oo nafta ee wax yar ku sii dambeyso halkan in laga saaray. qof ka mid a dadkii goobjoogayaasha ahaa oo halkan ku sugnaa ayaan weydiiyey sidee wax u dhaceen iyo tirada dhimashada. inkastoo magaalada oo dhan hadda la geliyey bandow, halkan waxaa soo gaaray ciidamo ka tirsan maamulka Jubbaland oo rabay inay xaqiijiyaan ammaanka guud ee halkii uu qarax ka dhacay.
horta dhimashadii dhaawac waxaa waaye tirkoob kadib ama saacado kadib yaa maqan yaa la tabay yaa reerkii laga tagay markii laba baa la sheegi karaa maho
waa gartay.
laakiin gebi ahaanba wixii gaari ku jiray waxaa iga hor imaaday laba wiil oo socoto oo mid madaxa dhaawac uga yaalo oo sasan ama dee waxaan dhahay isdeji halkaa fariiso inuu qaraxa dhacda arkayo. wiil kale oo dhaqaaqi waa gaari ku ag dhacay aan soo jiiday qof ila caawiyana waa waayey. dadka badanaa way baqaayeen ma garatay.
waa gartay.
marka niyo wiilkii soo jiiday taxi meesha marayaan bariyo on dhahay saar niyo tistal kula carar kuwa kalena way socon kareen. saddexdaas markii laga reebo
waa gartay.
inti kale waxaa waaye muslimatihiin oo ayagoo dhahaayo oo dadka ku dhex jiro oo qeyrinayo waxba u qaban karin meesha ku dhamaadeen.
waa gartay. miyaana dadka deegaanka soo bixin oo dadku caawinin maadaama ciyaartooyda halkaas ay ku gubteen?
niyo dadka badanaa niyo dadka niyo Kismayo qarax noocaan oo kale ah xataa weligay masiibo noocaan oo kale ah ma la kulmin ma garatay.
waa gartay.
dadka banaanada iska taagnaayeen dad fasanay ahaayeen dad helbaas ama qof caawin kara maba jirinba. aniga hadda kula hadlaayo ilaahay igu toosiyey mooye wax noocaas hadda aragto aan kantaroolid baa noqonaysaa. kantaroolka dhanaa kaa dhumaayo ma garatay.
waa gartay. hadda
markii nus saac kadib la gaaray baa waxaana soo gaareen ciidanka amniga oo markaa ka war helay oo ordaayo qaar gaadiid la-aan ah qaar gaadiidkooda wata wadadii xireen. annagii dhaawac qaadayneeba ulna nagala daalayn oo meesha waa lagu kala carara ma garatay.
waa gartay.
ilaah u naxariistanayo inta dhimato walaa wax ka sheekayn kara mala. anaa hadda dhiigoodan ka kabaysanayaa oo aniga dhan wada dhiiga ahay ma garatay.
waa gartay. ciyaartooydaas waxay ka mid ahaayeen mid ka mid a kooxihii galabta ee koobka horyaalka Jubbaland ka furmi doono.
lagu furi lahaaba.
waayahay. hadda marka jawiga meesha marka
Yeah, man. Yeah, WM. Yeah, man. Ilana Haristo, WM. Man like Fast said it the best, man. I think man like Fast said it the best, man. These were just kids wanting to play football. Come on, man. And it makes me think, like I don't know, man. Like when this broke out, I was like, raw. Like the images, what's going out there, you're thinking to yourself, like, what, what are they benefiting now? What is this? Like, is this a scare factor? Is this I don't know. Nasibadan, mother, I had. Yeah, Mr. Shaq said terrorism happens everywhere but I don't really care if it happens everywhere. I'm just thinking, why is it happening? Like, why am I here? Like, I don't know, once every 2 months or a month and a half, if you do the averages, talking about stuff like this. This is why, and who's motivating it? And these people carrying out these atrocities, don't they have Demir? Like, because if you're licking man down, surely you're licking yourself down as well, innit? So it makes me think to yourself, and I don't think this has nothing to do with Islam as well. So anyone that tries to paint that brush, I think these are wicked, evil individuals that are, Yeah, but again, Mr. Sheikh, I don't know if you're I don't know if you're Somali, but and I'm not trying to offend any of my Nigerian brothers and sisters. That's for them to deal with. I'm not trying to disrespect anyone. I'm trying to deal at the task at hand. And this just happened today, or I think it was yesterday or today. I think it was yesterday. Yeah, what did you say? I'm from Johar. So, bro, like, I don't know. Like, I feel like what you're doing right there, we see what you're doing here. I think it's like distractions, G. It's like, yeah, but it happens there and it happens. No. It's happened to full Afro. And again, I see it every like once a while. I come here once a while and I speak about this all the time. You get where I'm coming from? I speak about this Hadji chair. Like, and I'm getting fed up. It's not even. I don't even think I'm getting fed up. I'm just getting like. One of my people in the WhatsApp group kind of pissed me off as well. It's like, oh, what do you expect? It's always, yeah. Nah, but I hear you, sister. I hear you, but how long is this gonna happen though? Are we always gonna be like, oh, we're gonna leave everything to Allah, we're gonna act upon it, we're gonna start educating people saying, well, this is halal, where they getting this? This is what I'm saying. I think like that's a coward way out of answering things. Yo, big up. Rad, what's up, my brother? Assalamu alaikum.
Number one accent and Assalamu alaikum. I just want to express my sadness that we lost our brothers to these disgusting, wicked Khawarij.
Thank you. That's what we gotta call it, yeah. Disgusting, wicked Khawarij.
You know, I'm not gonna call them the A and you know what they go by. I'm gonna call them Ugas.
I don't know what to call them. I don't even want to give them props no more. But I'm just thinking, is it them? It's the same scenarios, right? Do you get where I'm coming from, Mololo? And it's getting to a situation where, okay, like ain't this frightening? Ain't this worrying? You get where I'm coming from? These people and doesn't this hold back people's growth of the Western car? I don't know. What do you think?
Wallahi, waxaan kuu sheega, they are killing our dhallinyaradani idilayaan, dadkani idilayaan, waddankani sumcadkani baabinayaan, waxani bilaxday duminayaan, wax caqasamada xuni samaynayaan. All I gotta say is hunt down the snake, chop the snake's head off, and show no mercy to them. And may Allah grant those Jannah, inshallah.
I'm thinking to myself, why are they popping up? What's the motivation? Why are these people actually licking their own people? Because it's gone to a situation where this ain't normal. Okay, you know what? I was chatting to someone in the WhatsApp group, right? Yeah, one of the brothers. Yeah, I'm kind of cheesed off of him with his comment. I'm really cheesed off of his comment, and we had a bit of back and forth. Surah item there, and you know, I shouldn't have been a better man, but you know me, I'm a passionate, emotional man, right? You know your boy K. I wear my heart on my sleeve, innit, yeah? And one comment that I didn't like is when he said, oh, this happens all the time. Like, why? This is normal. Like, what the hell? Like, and I'm like, well, I feel like that type of attitude and behavior is disgusting. Like, what do you mean this is normal? Just because you're desensitized to it. Like, humans are surprised this happens all the time. It's just another day. Like, what type of bars are they? Like, I'm thinking to myself, as a fellow Somali brother, how the hell do we... Yeah. Like Dapper said, we shouldn't make this normal. That's what I'm thinking. Like this type of cowardly behavior, yeah. Like sister, like the sister said, these. I don't know what to call them. Because if I start saying certain things, people are gonna say, "Oh, you're attaching things together. You're accusing things," and I'm not gonna stay away from accusing things. I'm just gonna look at the factual evidence that's right there. Furthermore, wait 1 second. I got this brother that I wanted to play Rad. He's got 3 minutes. And he says it better. I think he articulates it better than me.
kaas ka dhacay magaalada Kismayo. Dhammaan dhalinyaradaasi Soomaali. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raaji'un. Gaarigaas aad arkaysaan inuu sidaas u gubanayo waxaa saarnaa dhalinyaro mustaqbal leh oo ahaa koox maanta lagu furi rabay tartan halkaas ka dhacay magaalada Kismayo. Dhammaan dhalinyaradaasi Soomaaliyeed in badan oo kamid ah ayaa la sheegayaa hadda oo wararkii u dambeeyay Kismayo ka imaanay xaqiijinayaan in ay dhinteen qaarna weli la la'yahay. Ilaa hadda ma cadda cidda ka dambeysay weerarkan hase yeeshee dhacdooyinkii dhacay ama qaraxyadii dhacay inta la og yahay ayuu ka mid yahay koodii ugu darnaa waayo da'yar mustaqbal leh oo aan waxba galabsan oo aan ku lug lahayn wax siyaasada oo sabab maanta lagu bartilmaameedsada aysan jirin ayaa gaarigaas sidaa aragta u holcaayo qarax lala eegtay qaraxan oo Kismaayo ka dhacay dadka deegaanka waxay ku sheegeen inuu ahaa mid aad looga naxay argagax leh aad iyo aadna jugtiisa looga maqlay guud ahaan magaalada runtii mustaqbal caruur leh waalidiin maanta ilmahoodii ay uga soo baxeen iyaga oo u sheegay inay kubad soo ciyaarayaan ayaa laba tilmaamaysaday dhibaatooyinka Soomaaliya ku dhacaya waxa ay qayb ka ah dhibaatooyinkan oo ay u xasili laadahay waayo maalin kasta marka uu daato dhiig walaal miskiin ah oo aan waxba galabsan waxa laga dhaxli karo waxaan waay wax ka baxsan lagama dhaxli karo marka khatartu aad ay u badatay waxaan halkan tacsi marka ugu horeysa ugu dirayaa waalidiintii caruurtaas ay ka dhinteen ee meeshaas sidaas u holceysa ay ku jireen inuu ilaahay samar iyo iimaan ka siiyo sidoo kaleeto waxaan iyaguna bogsasho iyo caafimaad degdega alla uga baryaa kuwa kale ee ka badbaaday dhakhaatiirta ayaa aad arrintan hadda ugu shaqeynaya gurmad ayay heleen walow markii hore gaariga la damin waayey hadda markaa arkaysaan gaarigan ilaa 10 daqiiqo ayuu sidaas usii holcaayay kooga hore waa la isku dayay in la damin laakiin waa la baqtiijin waayay ma jirin gurmad degdega oo gaadiidka ee dabdamiska oo goobta soo gaaray taas ayaana sabab u noqotay in ay waqti qaadato muddada falcelinta dadka ayaa isku dayay inay carro ay la tagaan meesha oo ay carreeyaan gaariga si ay holca iyo wax uga baxayay loo damiyo dadka qaar waxay sheegeen inay ku guuleysteen tiradada inay kasoo saaraan laakiin qaara la la'yahay dhalinyarada koox dhan waxay ka koobnaayeen oo dabcan boortiiri macal ciyaartooyda ah waa fahmi kartaan oo qarax hal mar uu haleelay waxa ka dhalan karta xitaa waa ogtahay masaafooyinka uu wax ka dila qaraxa maamulka ayaa cambaareeyay ee Jubbaland waxa uuna sheegay arrinta dhacday inay tahay arrin bahalnimo ah oo ka baxsan bini'aadanimada dadka deegaanka in badan oo ka midana shoog ayay la fadhiyaan oo ay ka naxeen waxa dhacay iyo sida ay xaaladdu tahay runtii caqabadaha iyo dhibaatooyinka ka jira waddankeena ayayna arrintan qayb weyn ka tahay oo soo noqnoqday waxaan ka rajaynaynaa in xal waara iyaguna waqtiga u dhow laga heli doono kooxdan kubadda ciyaari rabtay ee maanta farxadda u socotay ayaana hadda in badan oo ka mid ah lala murugaysan yahay xaalkooda inta dhimatay allah u naxariisto inta noolna allah caafiyo
Claim your free business profile on Google so you can
Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah, man. I keep saying, man, these men there were just like, I don't know, man. I can't like as a man that's a passionate person that loves playing football. I've been back home a couple of times. I can imagine, you know, Daliarada, that's what they love. You know, the people that that try, stay out of all of this. Busky or like that's kind of heartless, especially if you see the images of Busky or Lolly or the bus that's burning. You think to yourself, there's actual Somali innocent brothers that just went to go play football, bro. 4 to 5 are probably dead. The rest have got severe burns. I don't know the makeup of Kismayo. I've never been to Kismayo in my life. I don't know if I don't know how the hospital system is like there. But you could just imagine that. I don't know, man. To me, this is shocking. This is shocking because I could just. I don't know if. I don't know if any of the brothers or imagine just one of your family members. They were probably looking forward to this. This was probably the highlight of their week. They probably had this. Yeah, man's gonna go play football. Stage, boom, boom. Next minute, man, get licked down, bro. Man, get licked down by these guys, man. These. I don't know. I don't know what to call them, bro. Because it's gone beyond the stage of I with these guys, man. I's not gonna do nothing. Hating them in the hearts. Wait, I ain't doing nothing. So, yeah, man. Slade, man. I hear you, man. I hear you, Slade Wilson, man. No matter what, yeah, this is just. Well, I don't even know what to say. Yeah. Raj, you got anything to say, bro? Hello, you still there? Yeah, let me see if I could bring up. I think I wanted to bring up something as well. But like I say, these streams are always a bit difficult, you know, when shit like this really actually happens, and it's really, because I'm just picturing in my head like these are all on one bus, they're getting there, I'm thinking what the family's going through. Like someone says right now, I think like the whole Kismayo, I'm not really sure if it's under Bendo. Someone please check out They Really Bendo Kuchiran. I don't know if these corporates, Adala Kapte, Adala Herde, you know the ones. But I think I got another. Wait, so yeah, let me see. Let me try to play this. See what the response was. See what the response has been. So yeah, while I get my words back together again. So let's just watch this.
maxamed cabdulaahi farmaajo iyo madax ka tirsan maamul goboleedyada ayaa waxa ay ka tacsiiyeen qarax miino oo lala eegtay ciyaartoy dheelo kubadda cagta oo maanta ka dhacay magaalada Kismayo. warkaasi waxaa Kismayo inooga soo diray Cabdimajiid Cabbaas Aadan.
faahfaahinno dheeraad ah ayaa ka soo baxaya qarax lagu xiray gaari ay wateen ciyaartoyda kubadda cagta ee JCCI oo maanta ka dhacay magaalada Kismayo. ilaa iyo inta la xaqiijiyay 4 qof ayaa geeriyootay oo ka mid ah ciyaartoyda kubadda cagta ee JCCI, halka sidoo kalena ay dhaawacmeen 7 ka mid ah ciyaartoyda, waxaana qaraxan uu ka dhacay isgoyska golol ee argada ee magaalada Kismayo. xilliga uu markaa qaraxa dhacaya ciyaartoyda ayaa la sheegay in ay ku sii socdeen garoonka kubadda cagta ee Wamo, halkaas oo ay maanta ciyaar kula lahaayeen dhigooda kooxda Majango, waxaana maanta lagu waday in garoonka kubadda cagta ee Kismayo uu ka furmo tartanka horyaalka kubadda cagta ee degmada Kismayo. qaraxan oo ahaa mid horey loogu sii diyaarshay gaariga waxaa basbeelay gaariga baska ah oo ay lahaayeen.
Starting an online store is easier than you think. Let me show you how to quickly open one with Shopify.
ciyaartoyda kubadda cagta ee JCCI. taliyo ku-xigeenka ciidamada booliska ee dowlad goboleedka Jubbaland Maxamed Naasir Guuleed Xasan oo la hadlay warbaahinta ayaa faahfaahin guud ka bixiyay qaraxan iyo sida uu u dhacay iyo qasaaraha ka dhashay.
gaari bas oo dhalinyaro ciyaartoy ay saaran tahay oo JCC bas la yiraahdo ay naadi la yiraahdo leeyahay ama company la yiraahdo waa meel makhaayad shaaha laga cabo bay wiilashu isdaan ka shaacaba inta waqtiga ay garoonka ka tagaysan laga gaaray. marka dabcan sida hadda muuqanaysa in kasoo baarida hay'adaha amniga in laga soo horraacin habboonayn. sida muuqata baska wax ku dhaganaa wax meena lagu soo dhajiyay baska qarax samaysa. marka intaan hadda noo muuqata ama fafaalada hadda baaritaanka hordhacaan hayno. marka 2 qof baa ku dhimatay, Allah u naxariisto. dhaawac dhowr dhalinyarana waa jiraan oo dhaawac uu sahlan yahay. dib kale ma dhaan iyagu sidii ay rabeen ma noqonin. marka dhagar qabayaashu arrintaas ay sameeyeen galabta. dhaawac dhowr qofana waa jira. marka intaas khasaare jira, wax kale ma jiro. gaariga baskaana waa gubtay. marka wax kaloo khasaare oo jira ma jiro. marka iyagu dabcan waxa filaya waxa gaariga loogu dhajiyay baasha waxa isla khasaarinta ka badan ku geysta. marka ilaahay ma qadar labadan ruux oo ilaahay waxa lala dirirayo waa wax magaca Soomaali kula sheeganayo oo midabkaaga leh oo afkaaga ku hadlaya oo inay kula diin sheeganaya. marka iyo dhalinyaro Soomaali oo la khalday baa waxaan samaynaysa. marka dabcan waxba kala dema markastoo horumar dawladdu samaynayso Jubbaland ama ummadda Soomaaliyeed bay horumar samaynayaan inay ka hortagaan horumarkaas ay jeceliin. marka dabcan waxaan isleenahay xilliyada doorashooyinka way isku dayaan inay carqaladeeyaan doorashada, laakiin ciidamada amniga dowlad goboleedka Jubbaland baa sutida wahaya wayna u sahayn nidaamka ilaahay. marka ma filayo wax kale oo ujeedkoodu ma aha waa inay doorashooyinkaas iyo ergooyinkii inay dhibaato gaarsiiyaan ama cabsi abuuraan bay ka shaqaynayaan. taana biidnillaahi kariim ma dhacaysa. ciidanka dowlad goboleedka Jubbaland waa u diyaarsan yahay inuu amniga magaalada Kismaayo iyo goobaha ka baxsan ee deegaanada Jubbaland oo dhan ba ay sugaan way u diyaarsan yihiin. marka isku daygoodu muxuu ahaayey waa yaraan doona saan ilaahay ka rajaynaysa qadarna lama baajinayo wixii qadar uu dhacaya laakiin waxaan isleeyahay waa Jubbaland waxay ka mid tahay meelaha ugu nabdoon markii dhagar qabayaasha la fiiriyo Soomaaliya dhibaatooyinka ay ka sameeyaan marka muddo markii la joogay sanad ama muddo fara badan oo bilooyin badan mar hadduu shil dhaco muxuu ahaayey waa suuragal wey laakiin inta badan
dhanka kale madaxweynaha Jubbaland Axmed Madoobe madaxweyne Farmaajo madaxda dowlad goboleedyada madaxweynayaashii hore ee dalka iyo siyaasiyiin magac ku leh bulshada dhexdeeda ayaa ka tacsiyeeyay qaraxan dadka ku waxyeeloobay sidoo kale waxay caafimaad u rajeeyeen dadka ku dhaawacmay qaraxa ciidamada ammaanka ee Jubbaland ayaa xilligan Kismayo waxa ay ka wadaan baaritaano guud oo lagu xaqiijinayo amniga guud ee magaalada Kismayo iyadoona sidoo kale ay soconayaan gurmad loo fidinayo dhaawacyada ciyaartooyda ku dhaawacmay qaraxaasi Cabdilmajiid Cabbaas aadan fantastic KNN Kismayo
dhinaca kale qoraal goordhaweed ka soo baxay xafiiska ra'iisul wasaare maxamed xuseen rooble ayaa waxa uu ka tacsiyey qaraxii lala eegtay dhammaan dhallinyaradii magaalada Kismayo ee ciyaartooyda ahaa qoraalkan ayaa ra'iisul wasaare maxamed xuseen rooble waxa uu ku yiri waxaan si adag u cambaaraynayaa qaraxii argagixisadu ay galabta la beegsadeen dhallinyaro ciyaartooy ah magaalada Kismayo waxaan tacsi u dirayaa ehelada dadkii ku geeriyooday falkaas arxandarrada leh maamulka iyo shacabka Jubbaland anigoo dhaawacyadana eeba uga baryaya in ay dhaqso bogsoodaan falalka nafla caariga ah ee argagixisada waa in aysan naga hor joogsan hiigsiga nabadda iyo dawlad dhiska gaar ahaan xilligan dalku doorashada galay saraakiisha ciidamada dawladda ee gobolka Galguduud ayaa waxa ay maanta soo bandhigeen dagaalamayaal ka tirsan Al-Shabaab oo isu soo dhiibay ciidamada Farxaan Axmed Cabdi ayaa warkan inoo faahfaahinaya
dagaalamayaashan ka tirsanaa ururka Al-Shabaab ayaa isku soo dhiibay ciidamada qalabka sida gaar ahaan ciidamada nabad sugidda iyo sirdoonka qaranka ee ka howlgala aagga u dhexeeya Gur'aal iyo Aalbuur kadib markii xiriiro ay la soo sameeyeen saraakiisha ciidamada qaybta ka ah howlgallada Al-Shabaab looga saarayo deegaanada ay ka joogaan inta u dhaxaysa Aalbuur iyo Gur'aal dagaalamayaashan oo lagu kala magacaabo Maxamed Nuur Barre iyo Mawlid Cumar Faarax Ciro ayaa sheegay inay ka tanaasuleen fikirkii Al-Shabaab iyagoo codsaday in la cafiyo diyaarna ay u yihiin inay la dagaalamaan ururka Al-Shabaab oo ay horey uga tirsanaayeen gaashaanla sare Cabdullaahi Cabdi Raage oo ka tirsan saraakiisha Nisa ee Galmudug iyo gaashaanla dhexe Cabdulqaadir Maxamed Cartan Gazaawe oo qayb ka ah saraakiisha qaybta 12aad oo soo dhaweeyay xubnahan Al-Shabaab ka soo tegay ayaa sheegay in raggaani xiriir la soo sameeyeen saraakiisha ciidamada qalabka sida sidaasna ay ugu suurta gashay inay isu soo dhiibaan
waxaan idin ballan qaadaynaa haddaad safkaas dhibaatada badan oo isqarxiska iyo adduunya la'aanta iyo aakhir la'aanta ka soo tagtaan inaad bagaaxaydaan waddankiinana si xorriyada aad ku joogaysaan haddii ay idinku cabsi geliyaan dadkii la qabto waa la gowraca ama waa la dilaa dhibaatadaas dadka ayakaa ku haya waan soo dhawaynaynaa inay dalkooda iyo dadkooda dib u xoreeyaanna waa rajay doonaa waxaan idiin sheegaynaa marka in dhallinyarada loo adeegsado inay ummadda dhiigooda daadiyaan inay qaraxa qaadaan inay naftooda qarxiyaan in lagu jajoobo waddanka weerarkood xataa inaysan la hadlin waa ogna waxaa kaloo jira inaysan intaas diinna ku qabin waxbarasho kale aysan ku qabin beenta waxa dadka loo sheegaana waxaa caddeyn u ah ragga ka yimi waxaan codsanaynaa dhallinyarada halkaas jirta iyo deegaankaas inay ku soo biiraan ciidamada waa soo dhawaynaynaa gacmo furan aan ku soo dhawaynaynaa wax inqaaba iyo wax dhiba ay la kulmayaan ma jirto haddaad intaas yeeli weysaan oo soo dhawaad diidaan oo ayadoo xora idinkoo xora oo laydin jecel yahay imaan weysaan idinkoo dagaalamaya ama dhaawaca aa laydin qaban doonaa maalintaasina maxkamad aad tegaysaan wax asxaana oo naga dhexaynahayna ma jiraan
habaabiyey oo cadowga Al-Shabaab ay qaldeen qayb ka mid ah ayaan maanta soo dhaweynay aad iyo aad aan ugu faraxsanahay dadka sidaas oo kale ay qaldeenna waxaan ugu bishaaraynaynaa sida loo soo dhaweeyay ninka la yiraahdo Mawlid iyo ninkan kale odaga Maxamed sida loo soo dhaweeyay iyo si ka fiican in la idin soo dhaweey doono
ciidamada qalabka sida ayaa wada howlgalla ka dhan ah ururka Al-Shabaab taasi oo keentay in horjoogayaal iyo maleeshiyaad badan oo ka tirsan ururka Al-Shabaab ay isku soo dhiibaan ciidamada dawladda federaalka ee Soomaaliya iyagoo ka soo galaya aagaga ay howlgalladu ka socdaan ee gobolada Mudug iyo Galgaduud
booliska dalka Kenya ayaa waxa ay baadigoob ugu jiraan rag afduub iyo kufsi ka geystay magaalada Wajeer ee waqooyi bari ee dalkaasi Kenya maslax Abuukar Xaaji ayaa warkan magaalada Nairobi inooga soo diray
ciidamada booliiska Kenya ayaa waxaa baadigoob xooggan ay ugu jiraan 3 rag oo ku eedeysan in afduub iyo kufsiba ay u geysteen gabar da'yar oo wax ka baranaysay mid ka mid ah iskuullada ku yaala ismaamulka Wajeer ee waqooyi bari Kenya iyadoo dhacdadan ay walaac culus ku abuurtay qoyska gabadha ay ka dhalatay oo ka dalbaday dawladda in cadaaladda la hor keeno shakhsiyaadka falkan naxdinta leh ka dambeeyay.
shalay 9 saac la xoogo ninka xoogan ana ma aqaan shalay 9 saac la xoogo maxaa la maqribka meeshan keenay waxaan rabaa nimanka saan yaale in la soo qabto ardaalada la maray
bini aadanimada hatta kuma ay jirto gabar yar inaan nin rag u galmoodo ku kala u dawmara waxa waaye arrinta horta way xanuun badan tahay waxaan rabaa inaan reer Wajeer bulabar joogo u sheego bulabar waaqo meeshay tahay u sheegno gabadha meesha ay tahay joogto waxay ku nooshahay dadka yar oo la garana reer Wajeer Soomaaliyeena waa isgarnayna fadlan wiilashaas gabadha saas farxun u geysteen hal iska soo saara dadka noocaas waa dadkii bulshada laga saari lahaa.
Gudoomiyaha xaafadda Makaroor oo ka mid ah xaafadaha magaalada Wajeer ay ka kooban tahay oo si gaar ahaaneed xaafadiisa dhacdadan ay uga dhacday ayaa tilmaamay in raggan ay wateen gaari nooca raaxada ah isla markaana si qasab ah gabadha ay ku afduubteen kadibna fal kufsi ay u geysteen haatanna xaaladeeda lagu dabiibayo mid ka mid ah isbitaalada ku yaala Wajeer isagoo sheegay in dawladda uu kala shaqeynayo sidii dambiilayaasha gacanta loogu soo dhigi lahaa.
3 nin oo gaariga mira la yiraahdo wadata meeshii ila ay ka afduubteen 10 saac oo shal galabte meeshii khabar waxaan helnay saak subaxnimo fakashada aan galnay booliistan imaanay isbitaalkan tagnay meel kastaan soo marnay gabadhiisa isbitaal jiftaan u tagnay waa wareysanay waa ogaanay illa location kan u dhax kacay marka insha Allah taala waa waxyaalaha aan maqlay gabadh waa akhristay illa stand 8
dhacdadan ayaa waxaa naxdin iyo argagaxba ay ku abuurtay guud ahaanba waalidiinta deegaanka oo horaan dhacdooyin noocan oo kala ah aysan u soo marin.
Yeah. Hello. Alaikum assalam. Yes, brother Samarun in the building. Big up, big up. Yeah. Hey, what, Rad, you there? Hello? Yo.
Ha.
Yeah, man. Talk to me. There was a little mad story at the end, man. Did you hear about that story in Kenya? Went until after, At the end of watching that. Yeah.
We've got a lot of problems back home in the Dulka Abe or Dulka Hoya, a lot of the Somalia, but inshallah we'll overcome it. it.
But this is to say the issue is far more complex than y'all think with AS control central and southern Somalia. Okay. The foreign chiefs. What do you mean, WM? I beg you clarify that, man. What do you mean, sis? Trying to hear that, man, like Faz. Yeah. Yeah.
Also, what do you think we should do with these motherfuckers? That can Khawarij.
These Khawarij guys, I don't know. For me, it's a situation where
you have to carve the snake. But who's behind it? We talked about this many times. I think the Somali government needs to investigate the people behind them. Whoever's behind it.
Are these guys in cahoots? This is the thing. Are they in cahoots right now? That's what I'm thinking. Are they all working together? Because this ain't right, bro.
It's not just cahoots, yeah. We'll find out in cahoots in the end. I want to know why they're fucking killing the Iyal. Why are they killing the elderly? Why are they doing this fucked up shit, bro? You heard about this shit 15 or 16 years ago.
I know.
So what the fuck,
This is the thing. No,
let's talk about ideological factors. Who's giving them these instructions to kill? Is it come from Saudiga? Is it come from Emiratica to get more lag and more people? No shake.
I'm with you, bro.
Because that's
I'm
what
with
I'm
you. I'm
thinking.
here.
That's what I'm speculating.
I'm feeling as frustrated as you, man. Because I've been here, right, speaking about this for 46. Like I said from the early streams, number 46 on this channel. 41 4 kids, a team of footballers. They're going to go play football.
And you know, see, it just popped up into
This
my
is
head.
mad.
This shit. Kismayo. This is the second time this shit happened. That's when Hadanalaya Allah Harista was killed in the hotel with those people.
Yeah, same place.
I'm
I've got a
thinking.
little video, 1 minute. Watch this, yeah. Watch this, you guys. All the guys that has just come in.
halkan waa isgoyska golol ee xaafadda Farjano waxaa galabta qarax lagu xiray gaari bas oo ay saarnaa ciyaartoy ayaa ka dhacay halkan oo ah goobta iga dambayso inta la xaqiijiyay ilaa 4 ciyaartoy ayaa ku geeriyootay qaraxan oo lala eegtay gaari bas oo ay saarnaayeen kooxda JCC ee horyaalka heerka koowaad ee kubadda cagta ee magaalada Kismaayo qasaaraha dhimashada intaas waa uu ka sii badan karaa waxaana jira dhaawacyo kala duwan oo soo gaaray ciyaartoyda gabi ahaanba baska waa mid burburay oo dabka uu wada gaaray waxaana qaraxan laga dareemay hadalhayntiisa xaafadaha kala duwan ee magaalada Kismaayo ammaanka guud ee magaalada gaar ahaan xaafadaha eriyada qarax uu ka dhacay dhammaan waa bandow waxaana ku sugan ciidamada kala duwan ee booliska iyo nabad sugidda halkan daqiiqado ka hor looma ogoleen dad shacabka ay soo galaan balse hadda oo laga qaaday gaarigii baska ah ee qaraxa lala eegtay bulshada waa ay soo gashay weli waxaa halkan sidoo kale yaalla gaari kale oo nooca raaxada ah oo isaguna qaraxa uu saameyn ku yeeshay qaar ka mid ah goobjoogayaashii halka ku sugnaa ayaa la hadlay TV-ga Universal
anu markaan meesha imin qaraxa waan la kulmay macnaha gaariga ololayaa nimi marka dadkii de waxna waa ku dhintay waxna waa ku dhaawacmeen markaas intaas un baa arkay anigu macnaha uga xeeyo maxaa arkay gaariga ololaya ciyaartoy badan baa saaray ilaa 15 meelahaas wax lagu qiyaaso ciyaartoy baa saaray marka de Allah u naxariiso waxna waa dhinteen waxna waa dhaawacmeen marka intaas un baa arkay ilaahay
yaa kamid ah dadka dhintaan
waxaa ka mid yar qaami la dhaho guriga deganaa yarka qaami baan garanay ilaahay u naxariisto wixii kale ilaahay wada naxariisto inta un baan ka garanay
ilaadan maxamed TV-ga Universal magaalada Kismaayo
So my was on, yeah. Yeah, man. That's what I'm saying, sis, man. They said like 15, Shanyatwan, Malaha, 15 of them, we could learn. After Bardem, so even you see the bit where the guy goes, Inaki, Malaha, Guruka Hagasutek, like literally just lived on the same block. I imagine just coming out of your block, like you're gonna go play Kubata. I could just imagine it, man. Like, and you're playing like I think Iyarti, you know, Kismayo and Iyara, the regional Kubata Iyari. Probably everyone was excited. That was a picture of the brothers over there, anyway. And yeah, they're targeting youth. Like, when was it? A couple of months ago, the ones in the coffee shop in Mogadishu, that one got to me as well, innit? You're like, it's dead. And it's like, okay, cool. So if they're targeting youth, why isn't the youth fighting back? What is I don't know. I don't know, man. I'm kind of lost for words, man. Yeah. It's I don't know. I think Rad's saying something like, I don't know if it's should man to attack the ideology. Should we start having conversations? Should we find out who these people are, where they're manifesting from? Again, because you know what kills me? That arigo quick that look like you. That car that you like. I mean, people can't tell who the fuck they are, and this is all. So I mean, it's beyond the joke. I think there has to be a nationwide crackdown now. If you're affiliated and you know something or something, you should be taking. I don't know.
You know, they need to launch an all-out war against them in terms of intelligence, finance, all key areas.
Yeah.
They need to learn from. I said this before. Somalia needs to learn from certain countries that have won civil wars and
Yeah,
destroyed groups.
I know. How do you do it now? How do you do it? Is it through
Well, you have to gather
Well, I
intelligence on the main. You have
I
to gather
remember when you
intelligence.
Rad, I remember when you first come on the stream. One fun thing you said, you gotta start cracking down on certain organizations, certain school of thought, certain I don't know. I don't wanna get this conversation led somewhere, but
Yes, because it does have an impact. If you're gonna basically, for example, I said this again and again, institutions, rules and regulations. I'm sorry to say this, but Somalia needs to ban, just like any other country's national security interests and cultural interests. They should ban certain organizations. Like in Pakistan, certain groups are banned in that country. If you're part of that group, they'll arrest you, they'll torture you and that because of subversion and all of this madness. What is the Federal Republic of Somalia doing? What are they doing about these groups that can just come in and spread their thoughts? Like you got bloody you got Tabligis from Pakistan come to Somalia. What security checks are they doing? Dakas. Then you got groups like Iran came out. They attempted to come to Somalia under a different disguise, whether it's business and that. And you got you get the point, isn't it? They need
I get you. I feel you. I'm
They
feeling.
need to the government needs to set up institutions, Islamic institutions,
right now.
and they should vet
Go on.
these organizations. Even from UK, they should vet Somalis from UK or the diaspora. Because now, if you're a vulnerable country, you cannot allow this madness to come in and destroy you. Any Somalis who are offended what I said here, but I don't give a damn if you are offended, any ones that are listening. This includes Saudiga and Emiratika and all these charities. I don't care if it's good or bad, yeah. These charities, and you cannot be naive. They have to be vetted. They have to do a background check. And I say this a lot. If you're going to marry somebody, do a background check on them. If you're going to do business with an organization, do a background check. If you're going to let religious groups into your country, whether if they're Sunni or Salafi or whatever they're called, do a background check on them. Because I believe that in Somalia, they don't do enough background checks. Even within domestic groups, they don't do enough checks.
Something has to go on right now. Something has to go on. Something has to. And these, like I said, yeah, even these brothers and sisters with their polyester dresses here that are stuck in the mosques, I don't see them ever frontlining these type of issues as well. Where are they? Where are they at now?
They're too busy protesting the BLM and they're too busy in speaking.
I don't care. I don't care. Right now, like I'm saying, yeah, come on. I've just said it right. Rad is damn right now. You're right. You're on ball. You're on job. Yeah. Someone said, to get them in from public taxation. Like who? Like who? I don't know who's getting taxation. I don't know what is going on. All I know, these men are moving ruthless. They're moving ruthless, fam. Like, man, I just went to go play football. This is the killer. I'm going to keep saying this all night. Man went to go play football. That's like your little cousin, your little brother, or someone, man. And don't come home today. It's blown up in smithereens. And the worst thing is, yeah, what did the guy say in the video? Yeah, one of the brothers, like, the way he said it so casually. Then the Hagasu again, right there, he lives right there. At least you stepped out of your yard, man. I don't know if you're the last person, boom. Man, licked you down, bro. So what, these men like, nah, man. I'm saying, well, like, it's enough, man. These men can't get away with this shit no more, bro. Well, like, they can't get away with this shit.
And yes, it's bad enough that our people are being killed by these people in Kismayo, and it's bad enough our people, 100 Somalis, Allah Harista, were killed by the Afar in Ethiopia, and it's bad enough our people, Somali business people, are being killed in South Africa. It's bad enough that we are losing our Danyara to Dembiga Mendita in Greska. And I want to say one question. Is our people fucking safe anywhere? Are they even safe in their own country? Where's the safe? Where's the security?
I don't know.
No,
Because
sheegan.
your brain can't rest if you're not safe and you're constantly on this warpath. Wallahi, you're right, bro. Wallahi, you're right. Wallahi, you're right, bro. Nearly 100, 200 people just got murked in Ethiopia. But I'm far. Yes, big up Ahmed. And now this, now come on, bro.
Nabar wanaagsan
Come
Ahmed
on.
Tiyo.
Yes, big up Ahmed T, man. Come on. Alaikum assalam, bro.
Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. I
Yeah.
heard
You want to
about
speak
the
up,
news
Ahmed? Your
yesterday.
mic.
Come on,
Right.
how is it?
Yeah, it's perfect. Yeah.
I heard about the news yesterday, Magrata, and so I'm wearing a mask, so it might not be too clear. But anyway, I heard about the news yesterday.
Did you
And
say Inna lillahi wa inna raji'un? Do you want to start again?
yes, Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Waxa weeye dhalinyaradii ku dhimatay. I can even say ku shahiiday shala magaalada Kismayo. Ayagoo ciyaar ku sii socday, Ilaahay u naxariisto. Qaraabada iyo ehelka Ilaahay samir iyo iimaan ha ka siiyo. I mean, the thing is, Magarata, how it's one of those losses whereby dhalinyarada marka la attack gareeyay dadka faa'iidada bulshada u leh, then it's different, Magarata, and it happens like when it happens to more than when it's multiple, and so because the thing is, Magarata, dhalinyara, their potential. Some people might say, well, why do you say it's different? Because it's potential, Magarata. And so those guys haven't had
future. It's the
yes,
future.
it's the future. It's the future. It's the potential, Magarata, to.
And Ahmed, what hurts me so much as well, Ahmed, yeah? Sorry to cut you, broski, yeah? What kind of hurt me the most is, like this whole summer we've been watching sports, football, at the stadium in Mogadishu, I ended with like 70,000 capacity, Wala Nahai, them ones. It's like you guys really took the piss now. Do you get where I'm coming from?
Totally, I totally understand.
Yeah, nah, it's like, yo, yeah, can because I went back home, like, bear my cousins, this is what they look forward to, Quran Balud al-Hain, like Kubata, like Ahida, them ones, Aki. It's like,
it's worldwide. It's worldwide.
Yeah.
They that's their way of socializing. What better way to socialize than to physically challenge each other?
I know.
Well, you've got the ability to do it. Because when you get older, you don't have the ability to be so physical, Magarata. Not because of the only physical limitations, but also because of Magarata responsibility. And so when you're young and you're free, and you have no real responsibility, and you're just Magarata, you're socializing. The fact that they're attacking socializing people, that's what I call it, Magarata. It's not really athletes. It's nothing new, to be honest. But when they just simply target dhalinyara by themselves, then that's a whole nother thing together. Because makhaayad ay dhalinyaro ku shahaynayaan ay got taageeray waan aragnaa meelo fara badan oo dhalinyaro
like recently 2 months, Ahmed. I think me and you were on the stream. We were on the stream 2 months ago.
Yes, I think I came on the stream.
Yeah, makhaayad where in Mogadishu, like 8.
Yes.
Basically, one
yes.
I mean, this one kind of, it's like, oh, you can't swim like I don't even want to get into it. Nah, it's you know what I mean. Sorry, switch off the camera. Go on, Ahmed, man. I'm just gonna.
I don't know. I mean, there is a part of me that there is a biased part of me that says, why now? But then there's the other part of me that says, well, looking at it from the outside, from a neutral's perspective, why not now? Maybe this was the opportunity they had, Magarata. Maybe they just wanted to cause disruption. Maybe they finally got a chance. And so I'm kind of torn between those two things in my mind right now. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what the reason was or who was behind it. What matters is that dhalinyara or masaakiin oo waxba aan halayn oo waxba aan galabsan baa la laayay. And so all you can say is, Ilaahay u naxariistaan, samir iyo iimaan Ilaahay ka siiyo qaraabada iyo ehelka. But it's difficult, man. It's difficult because qaraxyo fara badan baa dhaco. They happen in Hamar usually, but then they happen for different reasons in Hamar, Al-Shabaab is just like the boogeyman which each parent uses to scare their child to go to bed, or whatever. You get my point. But then there's so many different agendas and so many different things at play, you know what I mean? And so sometimes you just you just it's weird, you know. It's like, why footballers? Why by themselves? Why not even? They're not even national team. They're just a local team. And you wonder about all these things, and you would think, well, who would go through the all the effort of trying to do that, Magarata?
That's
And
what
then
I'm
you
thinking.
do
I'm trying to
find
say
some reasons, Magarata, but
the psyche. I'm thinking the psyche behind this last message. What is the message that? Because now I'm trying to look at the messages. I don't think this is coincidental. I think was it regional. I think there was a regional. Was there a regional election going on in Kismayo? Ahmed.
There's not a regional election. There's the local.
Parliament.
There's the national elections going on, and the national elections are happening in 2 districts in every federal state. And so one's happening in Kismayo, and one's happening in another place in Jubaland called Girbahari. And then, for example, in Koonfur Galbeed, for example, it's happening in Baydawa and Barawe, I think. And then, for example, in Galmudug, it's happening in Galkayo and Lusamare. But the point is this: senators Baladorna Magarata, which is two houses of parliament by Somali, lower house, the upper house. They're basically choosing 8 senators that will represent Jubal and Magarata. And so there's a lot of people, and then the other elections are going to be happening in Kismayo too. So there's a lot of people who are there at the moment. But then the biased side of me says, why now? Because the last time that we lost valuable people in Kismayo, although every soul and every human being, innocent human being, is valuable, was when Hodan Malaya and all the other people got killed in Hotel Asase in Kismayo. And that was during the Jubaland elections. And you just have to wonder and ask your question, why do Al-Shabaab get the chance to attack when the elections are happening? And why do they always attack the innocent people? Why don't they ever get one of the big shots? It just begs the question, Magarat. The last time was during, and so, I mean, that's the biased side of me, Magarat, whereby I think that there's something more to it.
Are you trying to say Ahmed right now?
Well, I can't say anything.
Coincidence? No, I'm just saying. No, it's just a theory. You're trying to say hypothetically. Are you trying to say, Ahmed, where some things are just not coincidental?
I mean, look at it this way,
something just ain't coincidental.
Look at it this way, right?
Yeah.
The Jubaland elections are happening. Ahmed always been there for 8, 9, 10, whatever years, and then he goes and blows up a hotel where a lot of elite people are gathered, journalists, politicians, family members of so on and so forth, business people and so on. And once that happens, he has the green light to put the city in Bendo in an emergency situation. And basically his troops and his intelligence have the ability to basically go and arrest whoever they want, right? That's what happens when a terrorist attack happens. You can go over to people's houses and you can basically target people and no one will really know what you're up to. As opposed to when things are peaceful, you can't really just go around Magarat and visit people's houses and tell them to open up because you're searching for suspects. And that happens in the Jubaland elections, and now it's happening again. And a lot of people who are really elite, of course, the politicians, may be able to hide in their own special places, maybe guarded by Amazon and their own soldiers, and he won't really be able to get much intelligence from them. But it seems like fear tactics, Magarat, intimidation, shutting certain areas down, putting people in Bendo, Magarata, because nobody knows what's happening when you put people in Bendo, when you put people in an emergency, Magarata, situation. Only you know what's going on. And it just feels coincidental, Magarata. I haven't been there for a few years, but you know, it isn't common at all, Magarata, to have suicide bombings in Kismayo. And so why they have happened twice, Magarata, and they have happened to be innocent people who've been the brunt of it.
And during elections, in and around
yes,
elections.
It just but then who knows who's behind it, Magarata? But it is a part of me that will wonder what is going on. That I will keep on asking myself the question that who is really behind this? Who is really benefiting from it? Who's really losing?
Thank you, Ahmed. I've been screaming this for the last 46. Today, like I said to you, Ahmed, when I started the stream, this is number 46 since Somali speakers we've been established. Yeah. And every 46 time I've asked myself this: why? How? What are they gaining? What is it? and you go back to it. It's the same similar Gadi, Melbala Karhi, this bullshit. It has similar things, but like you're saying, the last two ones that I've reported in Kismayo are a bit different. They're a bit similar. So, is it a scaremonger tactic? Is it?
No, it's always scaremongering, Magarat, no matter who does it, because that market shit, you're scaremongering, right? What else are you doing it for? You're doing it to control people through fear. But the only question is who is doing it and why are they doing it to such and such people? I mean, because the thing is, you have to ask yourself the question, right? That kind of Al-Shabaab, they could have targeted them one by one and they could have killed them. It isn't that difficult. And literally nobody would have really known about it, because they're just civilians, you can go and get rid of kill innocent civilians in London, and chances are you won't get caught before you do it, because you don't really have to pull up some sort of attack, You might just go and stab somebody. But if you're really a terrorist organization and your whole motto and motive is to hurt the government and so on and so forth, and you've not known to usually target sports people by themselves. I get it when they're gathered with elites, because with that situation, ISIS, Al-Shabaab, all these terrorists don't discriminate. They'll bomb the shit out of everybody just to get one person who they want. But at this situation, it's fun. It's
Ahmed, would you say
weird.
this one's? Do you say this one's Ahmaq Nimo? It's to show, look, watch what we're gonna do. This is what we're about. Is that what it is, Ahmed? Was this a message? That's what I'm looking at. It's like, yo, we're on the scene and we're gonna do what we're gonna do.
I don't know. Yeah, I just
that's what I think. I think it's not like, coming. That's what I think to myself. I think to myself is, look, we're in town. We know what you're doing. Do you get where I'm coming from?
Yes, but the other Kakadan, Ahmed Madobe actually went to the stadium and
it's not even that. I'm saying that that's what I think personally. Yes, but you have they're doing a lot, bro. They're winning. I don't care what no one says.
Oh, I'm not saying they're not winning or losing. Maybe those are not the words to use. It's just, I'm trying to say to you, are they really putting fear into Ahmed Madobe and the elites around him? I don't think so. You know what I mean? And that's the part that makes me wonder what the hell is going on here,
maybe they don't need to do Ahmed, or maybe the الشعب كيف يوصل شيء سلامتي. You know what? الشعب let's put the fear of Allah into the الشعب.
خالد الشعب كويرو بيت that singing so موجود باديها مركز دم بحديد يهدوا له يكونوا يها مركز مقالات كم بحديد يتولون الشعب وي واحد دقة. And so as evil as these guys are, they don't just go around killing the الشعب. They may collect taxes from them. They may try to request soldiers or something, but if they can, but they don't just go randomly. As wild as that and stupid as that sounds from me, I know it's stupid because they are random and they are as evil as you can get, but then they don't usually go for a bunch of kids on a bus by themselves.
That's what I'm thinking.
There was no politician nearby. I mean, what the hell was going on? Because and you have to remember, right, it's not Magala Emmanuel Bakarah Kadada. So if you get the chance to do one Karah, you finally get one chance to pull it off once during a national election. Surely you would have thought they would have better intelligence of who's coming down the road and when they're coming down the road. And at least to even come near their target. I mean, what the hell is, a bus, a minibus full of, whatever, bunch of young guys just heading to. I don't know, man. I don't know.
It's the Qurum ideology. If I تشدك ملفي عنا لكوكينيا وفكر كودي.
If you kill who? Sorry, Rad, I didn't get that bit.
You want to repeat that bit?
I said These sick motherfuckers, right? Yeah. The reason why they're probably doing it is because if Wahani Dilan that can or Kuan Taki Listilan Istishan Melfi Ani Tagian or Janada.
Are you saying?
We get that some brainwashed kids are told to Magarata in a so that Magarata general, but then it's usually targeted at where the politicians and the elite are.
It's not just the politicians. It's just not in our duck and ken. It's not even our people. Like, who would do that? It makes no sense. You tell Hebel Melfi Ana local Guinea Wahan Sameh.
That's the world we've been living in, mate, for the last at least 15 years. You know, whereby people in Iraq, in Afghanistan, in so many Muslim countries, Maghreb, and even in Western countries have just been brainwashed, Maghreb, to just blow themselves to smithereens. So it's crazy, I know, but then we've kind of become so normal to it now that nobody really asks the question, who would do that? You know, it's been going on for such a long time now.
It's not just that, yeah. It's like the media back home. Because let's be honest, yeah, if you go on Somali channels, right, yeah, do you think they should stop giving Wadado, right, yeah, airtime on Somali television, on Somali national television? What's your thoughts on that?
That will never happen. Sorry to interrupt.
No, but even if you watch like the pay TV services in Somalia and watch a movie, I won't be surprised if they cut in straight away. There's going to be a Wadad in the middle of it. Like even on, like imagine if a Wadad is talking on the BBC, but SNTV is like the BBC of Somalia, Somali national television. A Wadad's in the middle of it, his own TV program. Like I think we need to maybe get rid of that. Or if you want to give religious discussions, have your own private channel, but on state TV channels, they've been given airtime. I'm not happy about that.
But the reason for that
what's your thoughts, Suhaib and Ahmed T? What's your thoughts on that? Where dad's been given airtime?
Okay, for me, I don't really like it as well, in a sense, because I feel like sometimes the Wadads they're just it's just too much. That you see them everywhere, you see them on every channel, but I feel like it's needed because it's part of our religion. And there's nothing wrong with listening.
It's nothing wrong with that, Suhaib. I'm talking about on state television, on state national television. If they want to have their own private channel, I have no issues with it. But I believe it's inappropriate to have Wadadoya on Somali state televisions, national channels, because there has to be regulations. If you understand where I'm coming from, just like it has to be. And if they're gonna come on state television, and it's not even that, right? Yeah, even if you go to other Muslim countries, it's all regulated. But Somalia, as usual, makes detail.
We're not really that advanced for like these channels they're only like a couple years old, anyways. It's not like they have a system in place. Like, do you know what I mean? It's not like they're making a lot of money. Like they're kind of fresh. If you see what I'm trying to say, so they're always trying new stuff. But these other channels, they're much bigger, and they're making a lot more money. It's more impactful, so they can relegate it. But this one is just what the people want to see, and a lot of the people, they just want to see what that's in it.
No, but in Somalia and even the diaspora channels, are these Wadads vetted? Do they do background checks? Because 99% of Somalis, I don't even think they will do background checks on TV. I'll give you an example. On TV Universal, which is a diaspora channel, which is watched by many Somalis around the world, do they do background checks on these Wadads? Home Cable or SNTV, state TV channels in Somalia. I'm not talking about the private pay TV channels back home. The state TV channels. I believe that they shouldn't be given airtime since it's inappropriate. And second of all, I don't think that they need to do background checks on these Wadads, because who knows what he's spreading, he or she.
With most of these Wadads, they've been preaching for like 20 years, 15 years, 25 years. Do you know what I mean? Like they've been Wadads for like their whole life, basically. They finished the Quran when they was 13, learned the religion, you know what I mean, went to Saudi Arabia or Egypt or someplace, went to university, Islamic university, finished.
That
You know
part,
what I
my
mean?
brother, that part, my brother, Wallah, I am not advocating for secularism. I just said that there should be a separation. That if you're preaching Dinta and that, yeah, it depends on the topic and that, yeah, or whether it's on history or whatever, yeah. But it shouldn't come on state national television. If you want to do it on private network, if I may, sir.
Yeah. But what if the
Like
views are?
imagine if right now I want to preach my nonsense. I want to preach my nonsense or my crap on. If I want to preach whatever my agenda, yeah, and I want to take over K's channel, K's gonna tell me right, bounce off. If you want to preach your nonsense, open your own bloody channel. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. But the thing is Somalians, like, they're 100% Muslims, basically, innit? So a lot of people watch those sheikhs. Like, my mum watches the sheikhs, my grandma watches the sheikhs. Like, it has a lot of viewers. So, do you know what I mean? It's not like they're just playing there for a reason.
It's just not how it works. It's not just sheikhs right here. It's even doctors who preach madness and that, like, and Qabilists, like,
Oh yeah,
isn't
well,
there
I'm
not
not
a
defending
limit?
those. I'm not defending those. I don't know why those ones are played. But the sheikhs, yeah, I know Somalis are very, very religious, innit? So they always listen to sheikhs. So, like, look at every Friday Jum'ah, after we pray, yeah, the sheikh does a khutbah. Everyone sits down to listen.
Yeah, but what's the chef's got to do with this, man? I don't get this.
But what I'm trying to say is, yeah, Somalis love sheikhs, innit? Like, it's like we really worship them or something, because, like, everyone respects the sheikhs, innit?
I don't get that. What do you mean? Everyone
As in,
respects the
like,
chef. They didn't
as
need to
in, like,
cover الصلاة تكني
oh, he was talking
waxa
about.
kala saartaan nin dad wax leenaya iyo nin sheekh miskiin oo masaajka cibaadaysanaya. That's the problem. I think you guys get a bit twisted as well.
No, we were just talking about earlier.
We were talking about Dawlad Somalia and that Somali state TV back home and Somali diaspora channels, bringing in who do not vet sheikhs and I feel like it's inappropriate back home in Somalia on state national television. Sheikhs are given airtime all day long, preaching their dinta, yeah, on national television, while they need to preach that on a private TV channel. It's like a pastor preaching on the BBC.
Yeah, but you're
Do you understand what I'm saying?
I don't think there's no problem with a sheikh on TV preaching.
No, but what I'm trying to say to you is, right, yeah, imagine if they invite a sheikh in, right? I'll give you an example, SNTV. Let's say if a sheikh doesn't like a president of the country or he's spreading nonsense about someone else he doesn't like, yeah, that came makle and sheikh. Like, for example, if I said to you right now, right, yeah, I didn't like this particular person. But listen, let me finish. Let me finish. I wanna curse this person right here, and I want this person.
I just want to say one thing. Just like Sifay said, who's got back? Shuaib, have you got background noise? Wallah. You got some. Can you mute up? Yeah. Yeah, and I think someone's got some echoes. Yeah, I'm sorry. Like the sister said here, yeah, Sister Faye said, Rad, are you speaking about certain sheikhs or in general? This is what I'm saying.
No, I'm speaking of certain sheikhs. And second of all, what about accountability? Like, for example, is there accountability on Somali national television? Like, for example, if I was a sheikh in Somalia and I had an enemy and I gave this enemy's name and an address here and I was allowed to say what I like on national television, and someone from my qabil or someone else who doesn't know me goes kills that person. Let's talk about that. No one's not going to say nothing in Somalia because there's no accountability. It's not even about
No, Rad, I think you just you're kind of looking at it from an outsider's perspective, and I know we are all outsiders.
I am not looking at it from an outside perspective. I'm saying to you, if you are an influential person.
No, but if I can just jump in, it really feels like you're an outsider when you speak the way you are, Magarata. It's like we're having a little team meeting, Magarata, and then there's a bunch of foreigners sitting in a circle, and then they're saying, well, what could we do to tackle this radicalism, Magarata? And then the first thing that pops in their mind is something really obvious. Oh, maybe they're getting brainwashed on TV, national television. Well, of course not, they're not getting brainwashed on national television. First of all, everybody's got access to media. There's hundreds of Somali channels. SNTV only shows what the
Are they
government wants
licensed?
people to
Are
see.
those Somali TV channels? Are they licensed?
Nobody's licensed, man. Even people in the UK are not licensed. People say whatever the hell they want. That's the world we live in right now. Magrata. And so that is such a simplistic way of just saying that, oh, there's radicalism. It must be the national television. No, it's not. It must be the other channels. No, it's not. They do their own vetting. They do their own bias vetting, Magarata, and that's not to do with sheikhs. They do it with everything, Magarata, with which musicians they're going to invite, as any business would do, Magarata, or any company or any organization, and which politicians they'll invite, and so on and so forth. But as far as I've seen it, I haven't really seen any promotion and any Somali channel of what Al-Shabaab is doing, to be honest, Magarata. It feels like something that started around a decade ago with the Ethiopian invasion, Magarata. And for some reason, it just seems like there's a bunch of people who are getting real good funding, international funding, by the way. And then little kids from uneducated places, from little villages usually, are being used as the tools, Magarata, because those kids don't even watch national television and those channels you're talking about. It's people like me and you and everybody else who watches it, Magarata, from their luxury. And so I do agree with you with regards to every country has to condition and educate its up and coming generations, Magarata, and teach them what it wants them to believe. We just so happen to be Muslims, Magarata, so we have to educate
My
people
solution
in Islam as well.
My solution to
I agree
this.
with that, Magarata. Just to finish off, I do agree with that. But let's not make it as simple as just saying that, oh, don't let any sheikhs on
No,
national
but I'm just saying
television or
there
any
should be
TV.
accountability. There should be stringent background checks on people who want to come on national television. And second of all, there should be accountability and there should be laws against people who are spreading hate speech, whether it is in Somalia or whatever, or against a certain Qabil. If I may, sir, I am not against Dinta on national television. It should be appropriate if it's on a private channel, because there are private religious channels back home. But on state TV channels, it should be focusing on Somali subjects like history, culture, international news.
But what
If
if
I
the
may, sir.
viewers want? What if the viewers want the show? What if the viewers of the channel want to see the show?
Yeah. Huddle, Suhaibo, huddle.
Yeah. What if the viewers of the channel want to see the sheikh? What if the viewers of the country want to watch the sheikh? You know what I mean? What if it's the people that decide? Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Then, then Suhaibo, then SNTV should launch a religious channel then to promote the state, to promote the correct form of Islam, not the extreme Salafi form, if I may, sir.
Yeah, I get what you mean. I get what you mean. But for me, what I think is they invite all types of sheikhs, all Somalis.
And the Dawla should develop a Islamic state institution, and it should invest heavily into de-radicalization to counterattack, de-radicalize, and destroy these people and their ideology that belongs in the barbecue, Dothar, hellfire. If you know where I'm coming from.
Yeah, I get where you're coming from. Can I ask a
And
question?
there needs to be a ban. There needs to be a ban on certain organizations.
Can I ask a question?
Like Saudi Arabia, Iran, and Pakistan, and Europe.
All right, can I ask
And
a
there should be a
question?
watch list on foreigners and on diaspora, and they have to be very strict to the teeth, to the ilka. Hey, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, my question would be, what do you think Al-Shabaab's objective is in Somalia? And do you think they have completed their objective, or they're succeeding? Like, do you think they're winning?
No, they are
I
losing.
think
They are losing. They are
I think they're
losing.
winning.
Huh?
I think they're winning.
Why do you think
No,
so?
they are winning. They are winning on the ideological side. Militarily, they are losing, but ideologically, they're like a cancer. They are losing in terms of the battlefield, but the cyber world and in the religious minds, they're winning.
Do you know? I think they're winning so badly. Like, they're winning, like they over succeeded, because, like, as a terrorist group, that is not a state, it's not a government, it's just literally a terrorist group. It's literally us lot form a group together, and we're given weapons and money, and we could take control of half of a whole country or more. Do you know what I mean? That's not an easy job, and they've done that. And the car explosions that they do is very, very effective in disrupting the Somali economy. And all these explosions that you see where they target the hotels, the supermarket, the foreigners, the investors, like the Chinese people, for example. So basically, horumarka ay wadanka u diidayaan, and like they're stopping. They don't want investors, because they kill investors. They call them kafir, and then they kill all the famous Somalis that got money as well.
Yes, they killed Sadr Ali Wassamad. They killed Hodan Alaya. They killed many people.
Yeah, the ones that can change, the ones that can change something, the ones that can, like, create an institution, the ones that can build a university or do something for the country. Do you get what I mean? The ones that can actually do something for the country, those ones are targets. Do you know what I mean? But
Especially with the recent one where they targeted a bunch of youth guys playing football. These kids were just playing football. This is where it's a bit heinous.
Horta Sahibo, do you think the government of Somalia should give more money to Ahl Sunnah wal Jamaat, that Sufi paramilitary group in central Somalia that kicked out AS?
I think the government, should unite with those groups. The government should unite with every other enemy that it has within inside Somalia. Every group, they should have a common goal of Al-Shabaab being the enemy.
You know they need to do. You know the government needs to do. It needs to invite Somalis from Djibouti, the north, especially from Ethiopia and Kenya, to fight, destroy these people. What do you think of that? The Somali federal government appealing to Somalis in the greater Somalia region to come and fight them.
That should be the way it works. I would much rather have Djibouti and other Somalian, like Somaliland, troops from Somaliland, troops from Puntland, troops from Somali troops to come into Somalia to help get rid of rather than foreigners like Ethiopia and Kenya. Because if the foreigners were to do it, whoever they leave in power, like, do you know what I mean? They're gonna try to influence that area. Whichever area they helped, they're gonna try to influence that area. You know what I mean? Like, same thing what they're doing in Kismayo right now, the Kenyans. But my point is, Al-Shabaab has succeeded so well because it has stopped any government from forming, like any strong government from forming. It has stopped the Somalian economy from building. Like, it taxes the people. It overly taxes the people. It basically stopped Somalia's economy from forming billions and billions and billions of dollars. Do you know what I mean? They've done a lot.
About economy, how much do you think Somalia lost in 30 years due to the civil war and the death toll? How much do you think it lost in its economy?
In the civil war, obviously we lost a lot more. But what I'm trying to say is, in the civil war, it was Somalis like all fighting each other. But now it's just a terrorist group. Like, forget the conflict between us each other. Like, the fighting is kind of stopped, really. Like, we're just having arguments. We're not really shooting each other. Do you know what I mean? Like, as it was 20 years ago, 25 years ago.
How do we end it? How do we end it? How do we end?
Now it's ended. Now in this day.
How do we end this renegade group? How should we end them? How should we put AS in the split? Ishak, how do we put these people in the split?
Let me say this, yeah. Obviously I've done my research on Al-Shabaab like for years and years and years, innit? Yeah. And from what I can tell, the people, wherever the towns where Al-Shabaab are in, the area that is in, like Somalis, innit? Yeah. Somalis know who they are, bro. Like, everyone knows who's, like, all like, your neighbor knows whether you're Al-Shabaab or not. You know what I mean? Your other neighborhood, like, in your neighborhood, everyone knows what you do in it. Like, oh yeah, that guy's Al-Shabaab, that guy's Al-Shabaab. What I'm trying to say is the people know who the Al-Shabaab members are, but the people are too scared to tell the police officers or the government or the army, yeah, this guy's Al-Shabaab. Do you know what I mean? They're too scared to say that, because otherwise their whole family is going to get killed if they say anything.
So shouldn't there be shouldn't there should be a nationwide crackdown then?
There should be a hotline. What about like, for example, here's a model the government should launch. You know how you got Crime Stoppers in UK? If you want to report a crime anonymously and you get a reward and that, and even with the reward money, they'll secretly put it into your bank account. They'll give you a special code, and people in the bank won't know where the money came from because it's all secretive.
Yeah, but obviously,
why won't the government? The government should launch a private hotline or investigation hotline to report these people, just how the police gather intelligence on drug dealers and how they build a profile and how they crack down on them one by one. I believe that's what you should do.
But another problem another reason why Al-Shabaab is so strong is they have so much money. Where the special forces, the government special forces that are hunting Al-Shabaab, yeah, they would contact one of the members and then they'll offer him like $1 million to betray the government, and just to let them know ahead of time where they're doing the raids. So if they're gonna raid, like if they're gonna raid down like Mogadishu, for example, yeah, it's gonna let Al-Shabaab know they're gonna leave the area, and then the government raids arrive.
Again. The NISA, which the National Intelligence Security Agency, Somalia's intelligence services, should monitor people's telephone lines.
But they don't have that capability, like, you know what I mean? It's not like America, bro. They don't have that capability, like.
How do you not know? You might not know that.
Everybody has the capability to monitor what do you call it? Telephone lines. It's actually pretty easy.
In a wide.
You know what I heard?
Yes,
you know what I heard?
Ethiopia. The technology is easily available, Magarata. You just have to go to Hormuz and other big telecom agencies, Magarata, and just have to make sure that they agree with you.
Well, at the moment, I don't think they're doing that at the moment, because
of course they're doing it. Like there's a company in Somalia called Somtel, not Somtel. I think it was Telesom. There have been cases of employees snooping on customers, listening to their phone calls.
But if I can just come in, guys, because I got cut off earlier, I was doing something. I just feel like the whole approach is, and this is my opinion, Magarata. I've never been, Magarata, a military analyst or whatever they call them, Magarata, and I've never been into politics or part of a government or whatever. But this is one thing that I know. These scenarios you're talking about don't make any sense about defeating these guys, because they still have strongholds, Magarata, and there hasn't been a nationwide military offensive against them.
There already has. It was known as Operation Indian Ocean.
Hold on, there hasn't been. I'm telling you, there hasn't. Whereby all the Mamluk governments, where those guys are based, are working together, and they remove them from every single district. there hasn't been that situation, partly because of many reasons, Magarata. One of the reasons, to be fair to everybody, is because Magarata, there just hasn't been the capacity. But another reason is it feels like to blame the foreign entities also. They don't want it, Magarata. The Amazon troops are not getting involved. There seems to be many foreign interests involved, whereby people are just trying to do. People have different Magarata end goals. Some people want to get part of Somalia's territory, i.e., Kenya. Ethiopia is in a distressed situation itself. Djibouti is not capable of really sending well-equipped soldiers, Magarata. Uganda's president is busy on stealing elections and so on and so forth, and their soldiers are just there for funding. And then you have the tribalism, Magarata, which exists, which is very deep-rooted, Magarata, whereby nobody wants to help the other one, not with regards to the tribes, but with regards to the politicians, Magarata, whereby certain politicians, even though they know that a certain president might be able to secure a concrete victory, they just wouldn't allow it for the sake of just not allowing him to take that victory, Magarata. And so until there is that, Magarata, harsh military offensive, in my opinion, and we either win or they either win. Obviously, they won't win, Magarata, because they're not very strong, by the way, in case everybody has noticed. Then we can go to the next stage, Magarata, of trying to think about intelligence and rewarding and reporting and so on and so forth. But when the bloody guys have a territory, you can't be talking about that nonsense. They've got territory. What the hell is there to report on? Magarata, they've got territory which they hold. And until you take that territory away, then you're not supposed to compare it with countries which don't, where terrorist attacks are not being launched from areas where they have territory.
The problem is, right, yeah, the Somali army, they're capable of taking them on, but there's two issues: tribalism and weaponry and sanctions.
I don't believe weaponry is one of them. That's bullshit.
Another thing as well, yeah, is Somali.
It's not weaponry, is not one of them.
Another thing is, yeah, it's Somali. For example, these Al-Shabaab members, they have families, they have mothers, they have brothers, they have sisters, and like the government would know, for example, oh yeah, that whole
It doesn't
town.
matter. They should get put in the spliff. So hey, the family members, they should be put in the spliff as well.
Listen, that like the government will come to, like they'll receive information like that whole town is Al-Shabaab, like the mothers Al-Shabaab, the fathers Al-Shabaab, the whole families, like the whole town is Al-Shabaab, yeah. And then the government, instead of getting everyone in the town, they would only target the men. Do you know what I mean? So another thing is, like, another part of the problem is there's that Somali Nimo as well, where sometimes they're arresting Al-Shabaab members instead of like deading them off on site. Because if I knew that I'll be deaded off on site and not arrested, I'll be less. There'll be a less chance of me joining Al-Shabaab, because I knew I'll get killed straight away. But right now they're arresting.
There isn't a single town in Somalia, Magarata, offered by Al-Shabaab. That's rubbish. It's only a few militias with Imam Zarab around their head, which are people are not sorry.
There's whole areas where they have madrasa, Al-Shabaab schools, Al-Shabaab fucking market, Al-Shabaab everything.
That's rubbish. Name me one.
Huh?
That's rubbish. Absolute rubbish.
Bro, the schools are funded by the Al-Shabaab Sheikh. The Dipsy is Al-Shabaab, the Quran.
The only thing these guys do, right, is collect money. They don't fund anybody. They don't run anything.
How do you think they get soldiers? How do they get soldiers? How do they get soldiers?
Believe it or not, their soldiers are not that many. The way they fight is hit and run.
Their soldiers die for them.
Hit and run way. Yes, and they brainwash people.
That's what I mean. So
yes,
how do they brainwash
this idea you're talking about? Maybe they brainwash little kids, but what I'm trying to tell you is this, Magarata, there is no.
They brainwash them from the ages of when they're baby, bro. They brainwash them from the ages of 9, 8, and then they teach them the wars. They take them to school. They teach them. You know, they teach them the Quran. They teach them Aleph.
Yes, of course. Okay, they're soldiers and so on. Of course, they do that with them. And child soldiers are very easy to groom, Magarata. That's not rocket science.
That's my point. That's why I say Al-Shabaab.
Yeah, my point. that isn't a situation whereby a family's child is taken away. There is no towns where the whole town is Al-Shabaab rubbish.
No, the whole town is Al-Shabaab rule. It's Al-Shabaab court. Al-Shabaab, the way everyone, the whole town is run by. So if I steal something, my arm will get chopped off. If I steal something, my arm will get chopped off.
Well, that's obvious, isn't it? If they rule the town, then of course they'll have a court there, and
that's
their own
what I'm
little police station and whatever.
The whole.
Yes, but that doesn't mean the public is. Markay kabahan, askarta dowladda soo galaan, then the public lives happily.
Yes,
and
but before that, this town has been controlled by Al-Shabaab, for example, for 4 years.
Okay.
And then every year there's like 20 new boys that leave this town and join the Al-Shabaab army. It's like that.
Okay.
And it's a major stronghold. Once it's a major stronghold and they had it for so long, bro, every Friday they're talking about killing the Somalis. They can talk about killing the other Somalis. They talk about killing the country Somalis. What do you think that is? And another town which is run by the government, they don't have that wa'di. They don't talk about killing Somalis. They don't.
Okay.
You know what I mean? They're not controlled by the Al-Shabaab.
Yes, but you have to remember, right? These people are a minority. There are few people, who are being used. They are not the public. The public doesn't have this extreme view. And I could probably say that about anywhere in the world.
Yes,
there is a reason terrorist organizations are a minority, because you have to be really extreme and really stupid, and really evil to think the way they do. Somebody can lecture you every Friday as much as they want, and dilna dadkaas gaalawe Muslim maaha, dadkaas Soomaalida aan qarxina. But you're just keeping your head down, because if you speak out, then you'll be punished. And you know what I mean.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something personal as well. Yeah, you know, this Al-Shabaab ideology is very, very powerful, because I used to when I was younger, when I was very, very young, yeah, when I was like 13 or 12, I used to think Al-Shabaab was the reason why the Kafirs, or the Somali Kafirs, the people that Somalis that like from the West and that left the country and came back, and Americans and everything, they're the reason why my country is poor. So I was supporting Al-Shabaab, like, yeah, go Al-Shabaab, kill all these Kafirs, innit? But then as you grow up, you'll find out, like, as you're exposed to more sources, more news, you'll find out, like, oh, this is not right. Do you know what I mean? So Al-Shabaab's propaganda is very, very strong. Even now, you'll find videos of them saying, we only kill Kafirs, we don't kill the civilians.
Yeah, but you can't say it's powerful, because you as a 12-year-old, with all due respect, found them to be, you thought that was the answer to your question. Why is Somalia so poor? My simple answer is that your brain wasn't developed, and you were thinking about questions that you weren't mature enough to answer.
Even when I was 16, I was thinking like that. Even when I was 16,
you were still immature then. As far as I'm concerned, anybody who follows that ideology is either vulnerable, immature, or is evil. There's no other excuse for it.
Yeah, but sorry, there is another excuse. Sorry, you're making a lot of money.
That's evil. I just told you, evil.
Yeah, but a lot of people
think money excuses.
Morality
you think
goes
money
out
is an
the window.
excuse?
Morality goes out the window when money gets involved. You know that, bro.
What the hell are you on about? You act as if it's like breaking a little rule or filling in the tax forms wrong. That's the kind of morality that might go out of the window.
You don't start off with that. You start off small, bro. You never start off somebody. When you
you're being extreme, bro. You're being that is not the kind of mindset that most human beings in the world have, Muslim or not. Morality goes out of the window. Yes, little morality maybe. Maybe you find excuses for yourself to say the government's cheating me, I'm going to cheat them. Yes, I get that. But the idea of making it acceptable.
The audience is asking, do you still support them? Why did you support them? Because that's a mad statement you said.
I said when I was 13, 14, yeah, when I was like very, very young, yeah, I used to think I used to watch these Al-Shabaab videos on YouTube, innit, yeah, and then they used to talk about how the Kafirs, like the US government and the foreign governments, how they're the reason why Somalia is very poor.
Can I just interrupt you? What made you watch the videos at age 13?
Oh, because I was a very curious guy, man. I had my friend was Afghan. We used to watch Taliban videos. We used to watch
What the fuck?
Al-Shabaab videos.
That's
We used to watch
ridiculous.
a lot.
Absolutely crazy.
We used to watch Iraqi videos. We used to watch bad shit, bro.
Where
But
the hell
yeah,
were your parents? Goodness me.
oh, I was outside, man.
Yeah.
I'm from the UK, innit? So,
Big up, big up, big up.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam.
but yeah,
Sister
actually
WM in
talking.
the
Yeah.
building. Assis,
Hey, what's up?
talk to me, talk to me.
I think you guys are very naive. I'm gonna be so honest. No, not because you guys don't understand. Wallahi, the reality there
Well,
is
break it
that's how
down.
they are. What you have to understand is, like Ahmed was saying, they have strongholds, right? And what you don't understand is they have actual courts. Like they have a court system. They have extortion taxes. You know what
That's
I'm
what I was
saying?
talking about.
They have people that actually support them. That's what you
That's
also
what I'm
have to
talking about.
understand.
Yeah, yeah.
Sha'ab support, some of the Sha'ab support them. There's
Yeah.
a lack of a strong government, and some people see them as more efficient than the government, right? But then they realize that they ain't shit because they start their attacks again. They start blowing up people in cars, these Maskeen people that just went to go play football. Mind you, they've already banned football, you know. They say football is haram. They've also, in Mogadishu before in the past, they, banned people from playing in a football stadium. So it's more layered than what you think. They're a very complex organization. They really
They
are.
don't want girls to go to school.
Not even just that. They've literally executed girls for being raped. So that's what you have to understand, right? And Shabkat, these people are worried about their next meal, right? They're worried about their families. These mothers are worried about, you know what I'm saying? A lot of them are nomads. They're worried about their livestock. They're worried about, grazing lands. If they're farmers, they're worried about, is Al-Shabaab going to take away my crops for the harvest season, right? They're not worried about, is there a government and am I going to step up and become this and that? They don't care about that. They just care about their livelihood. And this just exposes that there is no strong central government. Like, what is Farmajo doing about this? Let alone Ahmed Madobe, right?
There's nothing you can do. You don't even have
mean?
like.
What do you mean? There's nothing he can do. A lot of people
You don't have
say,
an army.
Wait.
You don't have an army.
Wait. He doesn't have the Somali National Army?
No, he doesn't. The army is less than 40,000 soldiers.
Okay. Wasn't that one of his promises though?
But you need.
Excuse me, 40,000 is way more than enough to defeat a group of a couple of thousands. Come on.
No,
are you
it's
serious
not.
right now? I'm sorry, you're uninformed and uneducated about the situation.
So do you think the terrorists will stand their ground and fight? So sorry, you see in war, yeah, when a superior force attacks the inferior force, the inferior force always escapes. Like they hide, they run away. So you need a superior force to control the whole country, so they have nowhere to hide. Because Al-Shabaab will just retreat.
That's what I said. That's exactly what I said. I said there should be a joint offensive against them. So people put aside their differences.
But that will need 100,000 or more.
Yeah, but the reason
we
why...
don't need for goodness sake, we don't need 100,000 or more. And I don't know how much you
need. Why? What's wrong with that?
Because none of us, hold on for goodness sake, none of us are military people, Magarat. But I'll tell you this, Magarat, logic says you don't need 100,000, you need 5,000 or 10,000.
Okay,
That's
look
ridiculous.
at Ethiopia now. Look at the war in Tigray now. Tigray have 250,000 soldiers fighting right now in Tigray. Just the Tigrayans. Yeah. And they've been retreating against the Eritreans. My point is, yeah, they were using so much soldiers and they still lost. They were defeated. They had to run quickly. They had to retreat very, very quickly.
First of all, whether the Tigray lost or not is invalid.
40,000 is nothing.
Listen to me. Whether they lost or not is irrelevant, or whether they won.
Because they're untrained.
Hold on, they're very well trained. They're former generals, Magarata. They're soldiers. They're the regional force, and the Ethiopian government is fighting an ethnicity and a whole region, Magarata. They're trying to take over Mekelle and Aksum and so on and so forth, and they're taking it over from a separatist organization. Do not compare that with a bunch of terrorists. The only way they know how to fight is to hit and run and to blow people up.
Exactly.
It's ridiculous.
No, sorry. You're underestimating. These terrorists are Somalis. You know
I'm
that.
not underestimating them. I'm from the south, and my region, the majority of it, where I'm from in Jubaland, was taken over from them with people with little guns. It's not that difficult.
Yep.
But
the problem is politics gets in the middle of it, and people are sabotaging each other so the other person doesn't get the victory. or because they don't see their interest in the situation.
You know who we should see as an example is there was a literal in Puntland. Now Puntland is a federal state, right? And they were able to round up terrorists, right, and execute them after using intelligence to find out who these terrorists were. Now some people said, "Oh, how do you know they're terrorists?" They were literally investigating this for over a year. Some of these people were people's relatives. You know what I'm saying? They're literally trying to blow things up. They're killing people. They're terrorists. And what did they do? They took care of that issue. And now all they do is hide in the mountains in Galgala.
Yes, you're right on that.
So
You're right. You know, I like
sis,
I
I was
like
gonna
about
say to
Puntland.
you. Okay, go on.
You know what I like about Puntland? Somalia, the whole entire region should model after Puntland because Puntland has got their own special paramilitary group called Puntland Defense Force and the Darwish that's hunting down Al-Shabaab, and they're spending a lot of their resources on intelligence, and they've been successful in that, and there's no AS in Puntland region. And now a lot of AS is coming to the north. And if you go to certain regions, they do background checks on certain people who are not from their region. I believe that I think the government should develop a system on monitoring certain people from certain regions who are going to move to certain regions. Like if you're from Gedo and you're going to Hargeisa, people are going to get suspicious. What do you lot think of that? I even mentioned Gedo in in Hargeisa, and people would look at you suspiciously if you mention a certain region. Aqabal in Wadanka. What's your thoughts on that?
That's more to do with tribalism. That's nothing to do with Al-Shabaab. But to get back to the Puntland point, Magrat.
No, but I'm just saying to you, it has got nothing to do with tribalism. What does it got to do with tribalism? Let's say if you're from Baidaba,
I just jumped in because I'm from Geda, Magrat, and Geda isn't exactly synonymous with Al-Shabaab, Magrat. It's a bit ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's xenophobic.
No, I'm from that region. I just so happen to be from that region.
I said, all I said was, if you're from, let's say if you're from, all I'm going to say to you is, if you're from a certain region where there's a lot of, let's say, crime or terrorism, and you want to move to another region to do business, and they've never seen you before, even though I was in Hargeisa, if you're leaving a city to go to another city, they've got checkpoints and all of that. If you get where I'm coming from.
Yeah, but if you let me finish my response, then you would understand what I was going to say. The good thing, Magrata, about Somaliland right now, for example, before I move to Puntland, is they have the intelligence anywhere at. Inshallah, they're doing a good job. So whether you're from Gedo or not, Magrata, they're gonna do intelligence on you when you land in Egal International Airport, when you come through Wajale, when you come through Magrata, cross over maybe from Puntland, maybe from the Nugal side all the way to Las Ahmed and so on and so forth, and maybe if you come from whatever side, Magrata. And so that's the purpose of intelligence. That's what I was saying before. Marka hore waa inaad meesha clear garaysid. The enemy hasn't got to be there. Or if they're not there to begin with, just keep it clear and then use intelligence. That's why I said in the South, it's not about intelligence. You have to start with having an offensive Magarat first. To come back to Puntland and Magarat, they're in a similar scenario because in a sense, Al-Shabaab has never really been there, Magarat. The furthest Al-Shabaab ever went was Muduk. And that's why the southern regions have found themselves to be in the dilemma, Magarata, from 2006.
But why is the South having this issue? How come Puntland not having this issue?
In 2006,
we
didn't just listen
now,
to me.
I'm not talking about back then, I'm talking about now.
No, but it goes back to back then. If you listen to what I'm saying, you'll understand. Puntland was already an autonomous state by 2006, which was able to secure its borders. Anything further south of that was not. It was lawless. It was ruled by tribal militias. So everyone beneath Puntland embraced the courts of Sharif Sheikh Ahmed. And anybody who embraced it, that meant that there's going to be organizations, Magarata, which follow the command of either Sharif or Al-Shabaab in 2006. And when those two splintered, Magarata, it just so happens that a lot of those regions will have those guys involved, Magarata. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's the backstory to it. Does that make sense? But in terms of the intelligence, they're doing a good job. And in terms of monitoring these guys, they're doing a good job. But with regards to was Al-Shabaab there, no, they weren't. Puntland is made up of Magarata, or so they claim it's made up of Muduk, or at least part of it, Nugal, Bari, Sol, and Sanag, or at least part of it, Magarata. And so anything above Galkayo, there was never any Al-Shabaab there. Never, ever. And so that's why they can deal with it through intelligence, and they can gather them up, and they can Magarata. And the same with Somaliland, Magarata. But the South was a stronghold. It's not excuses, it's just simple history.
Guys, I wanted to ask a question.
Go ahead. What's your question? Why is everybody all quiet, Horta?
I thought people wanted to come in because I was speaking for a while.
I know. And you're
I
always
thought people wanted
interrupting
to.
each other, so I don't know what happened.
Yes, that's why I found it quite strange. No one wants to jump in.
Okay. What was Suhaib's question? وعطياب.
السلام عليكم.
وعليكم السلام.
What about the ideology? What about the ideology? Because I think that's a big thing, isn't it? I don't know where that came from.
Again, as with my I mentioned earlier on, as I said, what do you lot think of this? I'm gonna mention this again. What do you think of Wadada coming on national television who are unvetted? It could be it could be a
Come on, give it the rest.
No, but
give it the rest.
So it could be a no, but
give it the rest already, mate. I'm tired. Give it the rest.
Even our people
everyone's heard it.
We've gone past that point.
We've all heard it, mate.
Wait, you know what? I want to address the point that Rad made earlier about, if somebody comes from a region to another region. What you got to understand also, I read a report in Puntland. There's a lot of IDPs, internally displaced persons that are from different regions that live there. And they're able to live there peacefully. For example, if you're from Bay Double, right? And you live there and you're able to send a remittance back to your people. What, are people supposed to be suspicious of you because you're from Bay Double? You're not from Bosaso or Getaway or wherever it is. I don't think, I think that's like, that's really murky. It's kind of dangerous to think like that.
The IDPs need to be vetted because
they are vetted. They're IDPs through the UN. So they are vetted.
Because what I'm trying to say to you is Al-Shabaab for the past 5 or 6 or 7 years have been going to places like, as you mentioned before, Galgala, and they will try and, what's it called, say they're IDP to get in, to leave the region.
They're not Al-Shabaab, they're ISIS. That's the difference. They're ISIS.
No, but they're all the same. They're the same bloody rubbish. To hell with them. They're the same rubbish.
They don't think they're the same. That's the thing.
That's good. They're killing each other anyway.
Yo,
that's the funny thing.
Is there 2 of you? Yo, Shaib. Carry on.
Here's a suggestion. What do you lot think of this? Like, all Wadads in the whole of Somalia should come together and ask dua from Ilahi to have Al-Shabaab destroyed. Because in Cameroon,
everyone should, not just Wadads. Everyone should, man. Come on,
everybody. But you're gonna find this funny. In West Africa, in Cameroon, they had to ask permission from the president, and you're gonna laugh, all of you. The tribal leaders had to ask for permission for the president because Boko Haram was terrorizing northern Cameroon, and the tribal leaders.
Listen, bro. Listen, let's get back to the point, man. On all of that, man. I don't want to talk about
with Rad is he's not well informed enough, Magarata. For example, he says he gave the example earlier as well. The sister answered it. That, for example,
all right, then let's move on to the topic then.
Maya, you keep saying people should be monitored. The intelligence service is monitoring them, for God's sake. They're smarter than us. They're more advanced than us. And they've got their eyes and ears open.
What are they doing? What are they doing then if they got enough info on this person?
That's why, Alhamdulillah, Hargeisa and Bura and Berbera and Bosaso and Garo and Kaya, most of it are usually fine. That's what I'm trying to tell you. But the fact that you say when somebody goes from a certain region, they should be looked at a certain way by the public who are selling at the shops. The intelligence is doing that job, Magarata, and people are reporting back to the intelligence.
Okay, then, if the intelligence is doing that job, with Kismayo, let's go back to Kismayo, right, if you're from
Yes, go ahead.
opposition, one of
Yo, assalamu alaikum, yo.
Alaikum assalam, brother. Zach in the
Alaikum
build.
salam.
My
Hello.
family. My family.
Hello.
Thank you, fam.
Come on, fam. Can you say that again? Kismayo. Did you just say Kismayo?
Kismayo.
Kismayo. Okay, sorry, carry on.
Isn't
Yeah,
it
but I'm just saying to you, yeah. Kismayo, whatever, man.
However you want to pronounce it.
But my
Tomatoes,
point I'm
tomatoes.
trying to make is, yeah, why is the South so chaotic? And
Allah khair.
Yeah, Khalid, think about the one
That was funny. That was funny, though. That was funny. That was funny.
Kismayo. Okay, sorry. Carry on, guys. Carry on.
But AT, my brother AT, if Muggsy has got the intelligence and you're Oday Shirwa, who's doing this madness and that, yeah, and you move to Baidaba and Wahuna Samaynisa and Samaya Wahun, how come Machochi and Kofkan if they got the ilm on this person?
What are you on about, man? I don't even know.
Yeah. No, I get what he's saying, bro.
Who's Oday Shirwa and who's Muggsy?
Can't confuse it. Now he's going into troll mode, man. I beg you, don't do
I'm
that.
not going to troll mode. I'm testing Ahmed. I'm asking you straight up here. Why is the South so chaotic compared to the North?
That's a fair. That is a fair question.
That's a stupid question. You already know why it's so chaotic compared to the North.
Why is it, brother?
No, but I'm saying is, yeah, the South has got the resources. The South has got the resources. The South has got.
Let's be civil and let the guy explain why he thinks it's a stupid question. Go ahead, brother. Why do you think it's a stupid question?
I'm not going to tell you why it's a stupid question. You said, tell me why it's more chaotic. I'll tell you why it's more chaotic.
No, but why? The North is dirt poor.
No.
Let me finish here. The North is dirt poor, yeah. The North is dirt poor. The South has got all the resources. What is wrong with the South? Is it tribalism? Is it corruption? Is it lack of resources? If they got the intelligence that you're saying, but the North is doing a better job.
Hold
bro,
on.
in 2021, I can't believe we're still talking about this, fam. Wallahi. In 2020, we're still talking about this.
Nah, he wants to go,
it's foreign entities, what do you mean bro. We're talking about this?
It's foreign entities, obviously, playing. But go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Yeah, but we're not talking about anything. You just jumped on. The topic just changed. But to answer Rad's question...
Okay, hada. Okay, sorry, bro. Go ahead.
To answer Rad's question, why is the North is dirt poor? By the way, the North, if you mean Somaliland, is going to be Awdal, what was known as Waqooyi Galbeed, Togdheer, Sool and Sanaag Magarata, which might be now known as Marodi Jah and Sa. Just hold on for God's sake.
Big up Awdal, number one.
Yes.
Let him finish. Let the guy finish, man.
Just let me finish, guys, before you start trolling Magarata. If you want to talk about Puntland and Somaliland, right? Somalia was made out of 18 regions. If I've just counted 5 for you there, Awdal, Waqooyi Galbeed, Togdheer, Sool, Sanaag, right? Awdal, Waqooyi Galbeed, Togdheer, that's 3, right? Sool and Sanaag, that's 5. Bari, Nugal, and you can say pretty much Muduk, that's another 3. That's 8 regions out of 18 Magarata, which have got access to the Red Sea and to the bloody Indian Oceans. There's been 2 ports there out of the 4 ports that were built in during Somalia's government. 2 were built on the Red Sea, Bosaso and Berbera. They've got a large population when you put both of them together, right? There's a lot of cities there. There's a lot of fertile land to be found there. There's mountainous regions there. There might not be rivers there, but there's Tugug. They've access to wells and so on. Ethiopia is nearby. The people who live in Somaliland and Puntland also happen to have their tribe living in Ethiopia and Somali Galbeed. I don't know what dirt poor you're talking about. It's stupid. It's absolute stupid. It's the fantasy that you've got out of your head. And by the way, prior to Somalia breaking apart, the only place that was doing well really was Hama, not the other South. I don't know why you think that the South has a head start for some strange reason. Now, to get back to the point, Magarata, why is the South so messed up?
Well, I don't want to go into that. I say the South has got more resources than the North.
We don't care about what's beneath the ground, man. The North has enough resources, and it's got access to the greatest shipping areas in the world, Magarata. Let's not play the games here. It's got access. Now, let's get to the point about the peace, Magarata.
What do you mean you don't care about resources, bro? What do you mean you don't care about resources? You literally mentioned resources, and then now you say you don't care about resources.
No, but
this nigga retarded, fam.
listen to what I'm saying. If you followed my point, then you would understand.
I'm hearing everything you're saying.
I'm not going to make everything crystal clear for you. I'm talking about the resources under the ground which people can't tap. That's what I'm talking about.
Resources means everything. It's just not underground. Whatever, bro. It means anything, right? Anything you can make.
What are you on about? I'm distinguishing between resources, you clown. I'm distinguishing between it. What is wrong with you?
Bro, your ego is on top of the world. You fucking.
Listen, I'm trying to victimize. You know what? I'm not insulting. I said I'm a little bit of a bitch tonight.
I ain't talking. These niggas still talking.
Tone it down. I'll tone it down. But anyway, let me finish up.
Tone it down, man. Just calm down. Bitch ass down, nigga.
I'll tone it down. You know what? The problem is, right? He's trolling me, Magarat. He's being a kid. That's why
I'm being a kid, bro. I muted my mic to hear you. Look. You the one talk. Don't speak to each other like that, man. That's below the belt, yeah?
وعيبت انا قلت
Come on.
اوكي احمد just land
ما والله ما حنفسري ما لك تبعي اصلا ما يهديك هذه انا هذا الكو يقول صير تورا انا لما يسربه and I was about to move on to another point and then he goes, what do you mean? I thought he was quite aggressive. Why doesn't resources matter? I thought, what the hell's wrong with it? But anyway, my fault, Magarat. I'll take the blame. Anyway, to get to the other point, Magarat, about Rad, why is the South so messed up? The South is so messed up, right? When the Somali government was overthrown in 1991, that is the place where the most tribal wars happened. And people really attacked each other for being from different tribes. And that's where I believe the greatest variation of tribes live. That's what kind of gave the North, whether you want to call it Puntland and Somaliland, a head start, you could say, from the late 90s or the mid 90s to the early 2000s. But then that was even made worse, right? When people were about maybe to recover from tribalism by 2005-6, by the Ethiopian invasion and the start of Islamic fundamentalism, which was introduced in the South. There was no way of really introducing it to the North because they had stable, functioning, autonomous governments, or whatever you want to call it, Magarat. And so they entered these places freely, and those people had no government, so there was a vacuum, Magarat. And since then, there's been foreign entities, Ugandans, Ethiopians, Kenyans, and there's been Magarata, terrorists, and there's been a lot of bullshit going on. And Mogadishu has been the center of attacks and so on and so forth.
Yes, Ahmed, but who invited these people? We wouldn't have this issue today if Abdullahi
once I answer your question, you can't ask me another question. Who invited them? That just stays the topic of tonight. I feel I've answered your question. I'll let somebody else come in. I feel I've answered your question.
I think Ahmed made a good point, actually. He's right.
Ahmed, can I ask a question now?
Let Ibrahim come through, then Shu'aib.
Let other people come in. I don't want to speak.
Ahmed actually made a good point, though, because what mention واحد ضد كيف يشتري حاجة. That's the thing you have to understand. Mentioning, he's right. The South there disintegrated very badly, and people started fighting each other. Or we'd say tribal militias started, killing people based on the basis of their tribe. And then obviously that whole place disintegrated. It became an ungoverned space, and then obviously fundamentalism took root in that place because obviously it's an ungoverned space. So that religious, this warsome, fanatical, bloodthirsty ideology was imported into the ungoverned space. And that just made the whole thing a lot more complicated. And then external actors started coming, and then criminality thrived. All the former militias started carving out little fiefdoms and started, illegal trades. And it became, the underground. You had this very strong underground criminal network. Okay, on top of terrorism, and then on top of international machinations and international interests. It's one layer upon another layer. It's just become too complicated. And so I concur with Ahmed, what Ahmed said actually on that front. and we have to, and that's we have to view the South along those lines.
Can I ask a question? The difference between Ahmed and you, the guy who just finished speaking, the difference between the way I view, Ibrahim, the way I view that, the way you viewed the war and everything that happened in that time period, is, for me, what I see is in 2007 when the Somalis came together and wanted to form the Muslim court to control the country.
Yeah, but that's the point.
They did control it. The IC was blessed. The IC was blessed.
Its Ethiopian army came into the country to stop that, to prevent Somalis from uniting, to prevent Somalis from forming their own government.
Sahib, what do you think Somalia would be like today if the Ethiopian invasion never happened?
It will be much more peaceful than it is now. Much more peaceful.
Yo, can I ask y'all a real question, man, then, fam? Do you guys believe in division of government and government? Like, should Somalia be a Sharia state? Should Somalia be like government by Sharia? Why not? What's your perspective?
Sorry, the reason why I would say, before you say that, the reason why I say it will be more peaceful is because people have already been fighting for a couple of years. A lot of people died. A lot of people left the country. People were already tired of the war. They were already, in 2007, everyone was tired. No one wanted any more wars.
Zakaria, I've got a question for you. Zakaria, I've got a question for you.
I'm listening, brother.
Yes. So you want Somalia to become a theocracy? Is that what you want?
No, I'm asking y'all if it's a better idea, either with like a full Sharia state, so Somalia become a Sharia country, or should we have a division of religion and state? What is a good idea? What is a bad idea?
No, but I believe that Somalia needs to be a conservative Somali state where the religion and the culture shouldn't mix, and the state religion should be Islam, and there should be freedom of religion.
Our culture is we have our own
my brother. You have to remember, we are Qarbajok Somalian. We're not mainland Somalis. We're not MS. Go tell that to the 18 million Somalis, and go ask the 35 million Somalis in Greater Somalia if they want to see Somalia with being a theocratic state, because we have to be careful on that. I do not want to see more division. We have to ask we'll have to ask the people that question once the country stabilizes, maybe in 20 years.
How long? We've been saying that since I went to Somalian parties when I was like 10 years old, bro. And now Somaliland is in the 30th year, 31st, something like that, fam. But bro,
well, in 20 years' time,
we said that time ago, bro. Time ago. When is enough? When is enough? When are we actually gonna talk to each other?
The thing is,
and make the land bless?
You secularists. The problem is, right? It's a foreign.
I'm not a secularist.
So you don't believe in secularism?
No, I don't. I'd rather have it either one or the other. I will follow the law as it is. I'm saying which one is better.
That's the problem.
What do you mean you have one or the other? Why can't you pick?
Somalia that they accuse you.
Time, Rad. Let people talk, man. Just mute up.
All right. Which one is better for our country? I'm saying I'm gonna be with whatever, as long as it brings us together. That's all.
Wait, everybody's got an opinion. What's your opinion? Do you believe in secularism or not?
I mean, secularism has its positivity also at the same time, but I don't believe in like the same way like the Western secularism. But either we're gonna have one or the other, bro.
Wait, I don't know why you're dancing around the question for. I don't believe in it. I can say it.
Okay. So Sharia, right?
No, just hold on. Do you believe in it or not?
I do. Wallah, I do. I'm not answering the question. I do. Wallah, no, I believe in Sharia. I believe in Sharia.
Okay, so why would you bring in some sort of other ideology which is the opposite to Magarata?
I'm not against it at the same time. I'm not against it.
No, but you know what? In my opinion, right? In my humble opinion, what happens when you bring in these ideologies, Magarata, it creates more problems, because then it creates more divisions. It pushes people further away You only deal
I just care about what pushes our country and our people forward, bro. What pushes our country and our people forward? That's what I believe.
That's a big question.
I'm tired of this Dagal, this bullshit. We're still talking in 2021 about the same nonsense that our parents were talking about it 30 years ago, and we still going through that.
You're tired of 4 kids getting blown up going to a soccer game.
I'm exhausted, bro.
You're tired of your nation being a shithole.
Wallahi,
everybody's tired.
Like,
everyone's tired of it. So I kind of hear what Zach's. You know, what it is, guys. Like, I hear where your frustrations are, and I think all of us are feeling that right now. Like, we're tired.
We're frustrated in different ways. We're frustrated in different ways, but we're all frustrated because of the same thing. You know what I mean. But then we don't understand each other because we're just communicating from different angles. People are throwing around questions like, "Why is the South messed up?" Or why can't they do this way?
Okay, guys, why
is Djibouti not?
Guys, when someone asks a question, can we focus on answering that person's specific question?
Yeah, of course. But I was just making a little side point. I was saying that Somali but of course, Somali galbeed ninka jiga jooga, ninka Hargeysa jooga, ninka Djibouti jooga, ninka Garis jooga. The way that the world works, and the vast distance between them, hundreds of kilometers, and the thousands of kilometers, their situations will be different. So sometimes you shouldn't ask why are they different, or why are they the same.
Thank you, brother. Wallahi.
Just deal with each situation differently, for God's sake. Alhamdulillah, Hargeisa is blessed. Don't say why is Mogadishu at the moment. If it was vice versa, don't say what's wrong with the North. Who knows? Nobody is perfect. No place is perfect forever. Maybe Mogadishu will be peaceful in 30 years, maybe. And so that's why you always have to deal with each situation differently, and figure out what the hell is going on over there.
Hargeisa got bare investments going in there, right? So people from the diaspora, they're investing, which is alhamdulillah. It's blessed, bro. And I think
but you get my
South are also doing that, but it's outshadowed by the terrorism and all that bullshit in the news media.
Zakaria, I wanted to ask you a question. Like, why are you for?
You guys, when I hear you guys say what's wrong with the South, or when I hear you guys saying what's wrong with the South, it's like I hear at the same time someone saying what's wrong with Libya, what's wrong with Iraq, what's wrong with all these other places. There's foreign forces influencing these.
Exactly. Fuck Libya. Fuck Libya. We're not talking about them, bro.
But it's the same
we need to blame. We need to blame these foreigners here
from the south and the north.
Nah, sorry, I don't. For me, I don't like this whole we need to blame over. Let's look in deep first. Let's not blame anyone else. Let's not put these people. We got issues on our hands ourselves.
No, but
we've got people that look like us. No, sorry, it's nothing that, bro. We've got people like us looking at us here today, but yesterday. Killing عيال يرو كبد عيارية man. Come on, let's not get sidetracked, man. For once in our lives, Somali, come just responsibility, accountability. Carry on.
Where did they get their knowledge? Where did they get their money? Where did these people that do this madness?
Who's killing kids though? Who's killing kids? I'm not keeping up with the news back home, bro. What happened?
They killed like.
Well, they get their training.
No, 1 second, man. Please, Rad, man, just mute up your fucking mic, bro. Basically, what happened was a blast in Kismayo. I think it was yesterday in the afternoon that killed the whole football team, like four members in the whole football team, and left everyone else injured. And it's the latest thing. So this is real life, bro. This is so I don't this is to say, let's get back to topic. There is a mushkilat, and I don't like this whole these people, that people, these people. Because blatantly, there's that adult and that shit. I think
I hear how. Well, I don't know about the news, but that's sad though. That's fucking sad.
Yes, they're madras, innit? Well, they're bloodthirsty madras.
But the thing is, my points of view, how comes there's no outlet media or Somali that are pissed? What's going on?
Yeah, that's the thing.
Look what they've done to Holden Nayala.
It's the same place. It's the same city, Kismayo.
I know.
That was the last thing. And this is what I'm saying. Even people in the chat saying, yo, come, let's just not digress. Let's keep it to the thing. And
let's keep it positive.
I've been back home. I've been back home. And even a month ago, 2-3 months ago, I was speaking about one place in Mogadishu where kids were just drinking shah, 8 kids. And this is recently. Ahmed T was on that stream with me as well. So it's a mushkilat, bro. And like I'm saying, I'm getting tired, man. This is the 46th time on this channel that I spoke about this. I'm on number 46.
how you have 8 kids and no means to support your kids, fam. I'm not blaming the parents. I know it's our culture to get married young, which is righteous, because obviously we go through puberty. It's your natural urge, right?
Exactly. Are you trying to link the poverty to this? So you're trying to do, GG?
I'm just saying though that it's like bro, the more kids you have, the more poverty we're gonna be in. Wallahi, it's a fact, bro. We should think about
you know the solution is they need to invest in. They should use these wadads to encourage like family planning and that in a halal way.
Wadads don't care, bro. They're getting paid. They don't care. You really think they care, bro? Do you think they care? The wadads care? They're getting paid. They're getting donations.
They're good. You can buy them. Admit to me right now, admit to me, Zakaria, that wadads are easily bought.
Yes.
Yeah, but we're not talking about that.
The wadads in Toronto. The wadads in Toronto, I'll tell you that, fam.
That's not really what that's not a topic, because I think.
Also, I want to add right here. There has to be a solution right now, right here, because we don't want to end up like Afghanistan. I was just reading something about the Taliban besieging 3 cities. What's going to happen once these foreign forces, which I'm hoping will leave Somalia? Are we going to end up in that situation? Al-Shabaab retaking the whole country.
I got a piece of good news for you, Rad. Want to know what the good news is?
What?
I don't think Somalia can get any worse than it already is.
What do you mean it can't get any worse?
You give me a scenario where it gets worse.
No, I'm talking about when the foreigners leave the country. When these foreign
foreigners leave the country, great. That's perfect. That means we can.
Is the Dawlat capable?
Somalia is one of the most strategic points in the world. They're never going to leave. That's why they have the Djibouti port.
Thank you for saying that.
I'm talking about AS, right? Yeah.
Finally, we agree on something.
You'll probably end up like Afghanistan.
Afghanistan is Afghanistan's a warrior country, though. No one's ever defeated Afghanistan number one. They're just right there.
I'm talking about no, you're not listening. How America spent 17 or nearly 20 years in the country. They've left
20,
now.
Yeah, 20 years exactly. 2001.
Basically, right? Yeah, everything that America has overdone has been basically reversed. Like, what I'm trying to say is, do you think that's the fear that's going to happen once they leave? Al-Shabaab is going to take over these cities one by one, and just like 2006, they took over
Somalia. No, bro, nah. I see pictures of my moms and my pops. Dukes is wearing no hijab, no nothing, just parlaying in the 70s, 80s. You know what I mean? I think we're going like a wrong route, fam. Wallahi, Somalia was like a blessed place in the 70s. Man,
I'm talking about now. You're not listening to me. I'm talking about once the foreign forces, Amisom, leave Somalia, is the Somali government. If they don't get their act together, Al-Shabaab's going to take over Somalia's major towns and cities in the south, or maybe in the whole entire country, includes the north, right? Yeah, one by one.
No way.
Why do you think that?
No way.
Everybody's going to support Al-Shabaab?
No, because the corruption in the Somali government and tribalism in the Somali army, even though they're doing a fantastic job taking them out, but I do not want Somalia to be like Afghanistan, where the hard work has been wasted. The effort.
Yeah. One thing I read about Adam people is, mostly their countries is people like you get promoted through merits, right? So if you're good at something, you promote that nigga, you promote that girl, whatever, anybody. It's merit. So a good scientist get promoted, a good geographer get promoted. But in our country, it's like tribes, fam. So everybody hires somebody who's less than, and then we all get fucked up. Not just us, but the whole of Africa. That's what I believe.
Well, this AS. Well, let me say. So you're wrong on that. Yeah, this AS ideology has been exported to Kenya. It's been exported to Mozambique. They're now in Congo.
Al-Shabaab is in Congo.
It hasn't been exported anywhere. That's nonsense.
No, you got like affiliate groups.
Tell him, Ahmed. Wallah, tell him, Ahmed. I don't think it has. But I don't know nothing about.
No, but he's talking about the ideology.
I'm not knowledgeable. Wallah, I'm not knowledgeable.
Yeah, he's talking about the ideology, isn't it? It's true.
Yes, but the ideology doesn't belong to Al-Shabaab. If anything, it belongs to the CIA, Magata. They're the ones who created Bin Laden. Maybe they're exporting it there. But that's a side point, Magata.
He's just saying the ideology they carry.
No, but there's been cases. Ahmed, I was reading something. There's been cases of Al-Shabaab fighting in the Congo.
It's transnational. That's what he's saying. So
but it's always been transnational.
It's a fair point. Exactly. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
It didn't start with us. It came to us.
It came exactly, yeah. It came to us, yeah. That's true. So I
We
mean,
didn't know anything about suicide bombings.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah,
but you know what's funny?
It came to us. It came to us when the country was desperate. They had nothing.
Zakaria, fun fact. Can I give you all a fun fact?
That's when it came, bro. It came when the country was desperate.
Fun fact.
And we had nothing.
Do it there. Can I give you all of your lot? You know Black Hawk Down. Can I give you a fun fact of Somali history?
Yeah.
You know Al Qaeda was in Somalia in the 90s and that. And you know the helicopter that shot down the American helicopter, the Black Hawk, the Somali AID's fighters were trained by Al Qaeda to how to shoot down the helicopter. Huh?
I thought
they were trained. Like, how do you think they defeated the Americans? Because AID's fighters were trained by Al Qaeda. And they were there's even an article that Al Qaeda's hidden hands in Somalia in 1990.
His soldiers were. Come on, man. 10 niggas talking at one time, bro.
Yeah,
fam. I think they were trained by the Americans. Aidid himself was trained in the United States. So what makes you think that his fighters that shot down the helicopter were not trained by Americans? Why would you think that they're trained by Al Qaeda?
No,
the Al Qaeda thing is just a conspiracy. There's no way of proving who Al Qaeda trains. It's not as if we got images of them being trained, but Aidid, of course, whether he was trained by
Americans.
Yes, of course, I know that. But with regards to Aidid Magarat, he was a military general, Abdullah Yusuf, Mohammed Ziyad and so on. They were all military generals which were trained on behalf of the Somali government, Magarat, from 1960 onwards. But just to come back to Rad's point, as someone from the South, I guarantee you, if the foreign troops leave, Al-Shabaab doesn't have enough power to take over major towns and cities.
Thank you.
Unless something drastic happens where tribes join Magarata to sabotage each other. I'm just telling you.
Can you imagine getting taxed without representation? That's how the U.S. formed. Taxation without representation. You're getting taxed by the Queen, and you're not getting no representation.
Yeah, and just to add one more point.
They kicked the British out.
One more point. The reason I know that Al-Shabaab is not powerful enough to do that is because when I go to those regions where they've been removed from, I know who's removed them. It's a few guys with a few guns who've removed another few guys with a few guns with scarves around their heads, who kill people, who control people. Maya, who control people. Al-Shabaab only has intimidation tactics and guerrilla warfare. They're not powerful. They're being made out to be powerful so that foreign African troops can stay in the country to fulfill foreign interest. That part.
I work with a brother from Mecca.
Somalis don't need to take accountability.
I work with a brother from Mecca, and we're talking about this conversation, bro. And he said, Al-Shabaab is actually pretty chill. You just have to pay your tax. They'll leave you alone. Just follow the rules of Islam. You're good. That's it. And you know what? That's it. As long as they're keeping peace, that's fine. But not everybody's gonna agree with you, bro. Somebody wants, we all want a federal representation of laws and constitution. And they don't get along with a lot of people, bro. And they do some foul shit. The first beheading I seen in my life was Al-Shabaab stabbing a Somali guy while I tied up behind his back, stabbing him and then beheading him. How foul is that, bro? How foul is that, Sahib?
It's savage. That's savage, man. Yeah, it's savage, isn't it? That's savage. I think there's an exact element of exaggeration. You're right, Ahmed. Yeah, there's somehow they've become a reason for foreigners to basically do what they like with the country and make sure that it doesn't have an army, a united government, and basically they want to keep the status quo. And
to my landers, fam.
Why did
unity is ever gonna happen? Somali unity is ever gonna happen, fam. Somaliland, Somalia join again. What do y'all think, fam? On a scale from 1 to 10.
They will join.
It doesn't need to happen. They can find another solution, Magarata. I said it before on this show, and I'll say it again. If Somalis want to fragment themselves into 2 or 3 or 4, that's their problem, Magarata. But the important thing is that
we're stronger together, bro. We're stronger together.
Peace,
yes, of
once there's
course,
peace,
everyone is
there'll be
stronger
unity.
together, of course.
Once there's peace, there'll be unity.
What is
I'm not sure about that. There's plenty of peace in a lot of places.
Yeah.
No, once there's peace, and if the Somaliland was like government or the people in power in Somaliland do not resist forcefully or in any way,
No, they'll never take over Somalia, fam.
Will probably be united after if Somalia is
talking
peaceful.
about, bro, because yes, but look at it this way, right?
Somalia is doing much better than Somalia, number one. All right, I'm saying, yo, what does it take for us to like, yo, say, yo,
Somaliland.
Forgive and forget. Let's just roll with it and then get together. Does it have to be a war with Ethiopia or Kenya or whatever country?
It doesn't even have to be a war. It's just that the old generation has to die out first, maybe. You know what I mean?
Dead. They're dead, fam.
The people that survived, they're not they're not all dead, bro.
This point, just one point, guys.
Survived that war.
Just
so
say one point.
My point is.
One point, guys, if I can interject, saying that if the land, hold on, let me finish. There's peace in Somaliland, there's peace in Puntland, and they can't resolve their bloody border issues. Why can't they resolve their border issues, regardless of whether Somaliland wants to be independent or whether Puntland wants to be an autonomous state or not? They can't. And the people who live on the Somaliland-Puntland border are the same people. They're one tribe. But they can't make their mind up about the borders. They even have little disputes there. There's no Al-Shabaab there. There's too much tribalism with Somalis, and that's why I say if they don't want to unite, that's their problem. But let them speak together and work together.
Facts.
Come in, guys.
I'm from Aldo. I'm from Bournemouth, bro, and there's shit going on between the Bootsies and the Isaac in Bournemouth right now. Wallahi billah ta'ala. It's crazy, bro. Like, yo, you see how fucking the war happened and the Isaacs got done off. They're done enough to the Bootsies because they're saying, oh, your land was used as a port to like fucking the troops and all that to kill the Isaacs, which is wrong, which is fucking wrong. I agree with it, bro. But to kill innocent people, innocent families, that's foul. Wallahi, that's foul, bro. You forgive and you forget. And I think a lot of us don't have that forgiveness in our heart to just like, yo, let it slide. It happened to our ancestors. But there's a lot of people at the same time. Like, I'm from Scarborough, Toronto, man. I grew up with Bearlanders. They despise fucking Southerners. Wallahi, they hate them so much. No cap. They hate them because, yo, their pops, their grandmothers, their grandfathers, they got killed off in the airstrikes. So at the same time, I understand both sides. But yo, we got to come together and be like, look, let's come to a solution. You know what I mean? It's tough. It's tough, bro.
Yeah, I think we're digressing from the topic though, my brother, because obviously we're trying to focus on the South. And the South, alhamdulillah, is getting better. Right? We need to focus on
it used to be one country. The South exists because we divided.
The thing is, Puntland is peaceful. As Ahmed said, Somaliland is peaceful. All right, generally speaking.
Go to Bournemouth. Ask them it's peaceful.
Hang on. Now the bit which is missing at the moment is we say the Deep South. Let's sort out the Deep South. Let's build the national army. Let's build a well-trained professional army. All right, and let's tame Al-Shabaab and get these foreign armies out of the South. Yeah, let's stabilize the South properly. And then, inshallah, when peace reigns, then perhaps we can talk, and we can have reconciliation conferences, and we can reconcile and inshallah maybe converge and come together. Yeah, but I think to kind of
will that ever happen? Will that ever happen, bro?
Inshallah, that's what I'm saying to you. That's what I'm saying. The South is key. That's what I'm saying. The South is key to the whole.
I had one of my landed niggas tell me, bro, the South is different from us. They're not the same. They're different. They're different blooded.
Yeah.
That's how much he hates Southern people.
That's few people, innit?
That's disgraceful. That's disgraceful.
No. The thing is, look, we don't want to. I think there's no point picking, cherry picking, innit, and just taking the view of an extreme individual who happens to be in the north to say, look, the northerners, yeah, don't want to reconcile with the South, and they condemn the South, and that's it. That's like that's a blanket. I think that's a blanket statement, and I don't think it's fair to the northerners, because if you look at the South, you look at the government in the South, you'll find a lot of Somalilanders in there. You'll find a lot of Somalilanders who don't have the same political views as a lot of Somalilanders in the north. So, and the thing is, I don't know where you got the the information from, but there is no tribal war going on in Somaliland per se at the moment. In fact, there isn't. In fact, whole of the Somali territories, you will not find. You might find skirmishes here and there, but generally speaking, there is no tribal war per se at the moment in our land.
The problem is with a lot of people in the diaspora.
What do you consider skirmish? What do you consider skirmish?
And let's focus on extricating people, these people from our land.
What is a skirmish? What do you consider skirmish?
Sorry, bro. Go on.
Sorry, what do you consider skirmish? Like, what is a skirmish? It means one person dead, 2 people, 3, 5.
Yeah, like
100.
maybe just
what is a skirmish?
Maybe
I'll answer the question. I'll answer the question if you will allow me, brother. He's right. There's only skirmishes, and the skirmishes which happen are not a tribe, not a sub-tribe, not even a sub-tribe. A few families who happen to be from 2 different tribes might fight over a water well or something.
Yeah.
And in a village far away from the city, and neither of them gets back up from their tribe. And then some elders from both families will come together, and people will say, and they will stop the feud. And that's been happening since the beginning of time with nomads. And it's just a nomadic culture, but there's no tribal political wars happening.
All out war, exactly. Very good point.
It isn't, not at all.
Yeah. So that's the thing. So our main issue at the moment, brother, is actually this Wahhabi, ideology. Which is just ravaging the south, and we need to find a way of getting rid of these people. Yeah,
I will say one thing.
I would say let's build in the army, recruiting, like high school graduates, university graduates, building the army properly. All right, we'll take care of these people. We build the army, build the security sector properly, invest in it. Let Somalis in the diaspora pay tax. Contribute financially. And start building the army and the security sector, and I think that will give us a fantastic opportunity to stabilize the south. And once the south is stabilized, then alhamdulillah we can move forward. We can move forward. And
I will just say one thing though. I like how you're thinking. It's very positive, mashallah.
Yeah.
And it's a pretty good idea. But I will say one thing. One problem with the diaspora people, the youth, when they come on this panel, right? Wherever they're from, north or south, because this brother happens to be from out there, some happen to be from the south. They always talk about unity, and they bring up the topic of Somaliland or even Puntland, for example, you could say, because it's pretty much very, very autonomous Puntland.
What is wrong? What is wrong with bringing up the topic, bro?
I'll tell you what the problem is, right? Unity with the North is not the issue that Somalia has to solve right now.
Exactly.
Okay.
So what is the issue?
The South, which is very diverse. You'll be happy to know the South is as diverse as the North and the South are. I don't know why people think that there's Somaliland and there's the South, as if they're 2 different tribes. The only ideology that Somaliland and Somalia being separated is based on is Britain colonizing the North and the Italians colonizing the South, just as Djibouti is no different from the other Somalis. It just so happens to be colonized by France. It's not 2 different tribes that live there. There's multiple tribes that live in Somaliland. There's Gudubirsi and Isa, there's Isaan, there's Ulbante, there's Wursingiri, there's even some Habashidi people who live there. There's Maniwam, and yes, Fatashili and so on. And in the south, you have many different tribes who live there. You've got Dir people who live there. You've got Surre. You've got other Dir people who live there. You've got Vietnam. You've got Rahawain. You've got Jarer. You've got Mirifle. You've got Barwanis. You've got Bajunis. You've got Hamris. You've got Yemenis. You've got Indians. You've got other Darod like Lubante and Wursingiri. You've got Lerkasi. You've got, you've got all the different tribes. And the south is, you could even say, more diverse than the south and the north bloody are, because you've got different even ethnic groups living in the south.
That's true,
and so that's what I'm
very
saying.
diverse.
It's not about uniting north and south, Magarata. That topic about whether Somaliland should get its independence is between the politicians sitting down on the table together and saying, okay, this is how we're going to separate Magarata or whatever.
Yeah,
but with regards to unity,
with regards to unity, can I get a word in?
One last point. With regards to unity, the real test is, can all these different tribes which I mentioned in the south which are basically represent the north and the south, and the tribes in Ethiopia and Kenya and Djibouti, can they unite as one? If they can do that, then there isn't any more issues left. That's the only issue, not north and south. That's jumping. First thing first.
All right, yo, look, Somaliland should get independence, and I'll say for this reason: they're exemplary for, especially East Africa. All the shit that's going on between us, they're an exemplary country. But at the same time, Somaliland has to fix its own problems. It's not all fucking sweet. Don't think like Somaliland is doing everything correct. There's corruption in Somaliland, yes or no?
No, they've got issues. You're right. That's a very good point. But the point is not. We're not talking about perfections or which one has got. So that's not the question. It's not really what we're focusing on tonight. Obviously we're focusing on the problems of Al-Shabaab, and they're this willy-nilly killing of people.
Yo, fuck Al-Shabaab, fam. Yo, let's drop that subject. Al-Shabaab, number one, we already know who they are. We already know who Al-Shabaab is. Al-Shabaab is garbage.
But I'm saying they're causing havoc down in the south.
In the south,
and they're the main obstacle to peace to me. They're getting. So we're getting propped up from outside. There's, the foreigners.
Who actually supports Al-Shabaab? Is it the UAE? Who gives them money to do the funding and all that stuff? Is it UAE, bro? Qatar? Who is it?
They've possibly got they've got foreign
somebody paying for those weapons, and they're broke, so somebody's giving them funding.
Yeah, they're definitely getting support from outside. That's for sure. And they collect money through extortion and aggressive taxation.
Taxation, yeah.
That's what they do.
America conducts drone strikes in Somalia, and they have a base over there.
Yeah.
Barack Obama, that piece of shit, fam. He bombed Somalia so many times, it's not even funny. Barack Obama, that garbage. He's a lowlife.
So whenever America says, "Oh, we're gonna have to spend this 25 million on Somalia operation," that probably 25 million is probably gonna go to Al-Shabaab.
Yeah. No, that's what it is.
So what I'm trying to say is America's literally behind. Like the CIA operations is really behind.
America believes in collateral damage.
Same thing.
Collateral damages, fam. If they want you, they'll kill your whole village just to kill you. They'll kill everybody there, bro. That is so foul. Wallah, that's so haram.
What I'm saying is America, like in Afghanistan, when they wanted the Soviet Union to be defeated, they created the Mujahideen. They supported the Mujahideen. They gave them RPGs to shoot down the helicopters and weapons to fight the Soviet Union so they can get rid of them. In Iraq, they created another terrorist group to get rid of Saddam and that. And in Libya, after they left Libya, now you see all these terrorist groups fighting over there. And it's after they left, so they probably created those as well. Yeah. And all these, and in Syria, you see what they're doing right now in Syria. Like all these terrorist groups that they're supporting to fight against Assad. So wherever they go, where they can't use their army, they can't use their soldiers, they use terrorists. They create terrorist groups to fight for them, to fulfill their objectives, that they have, to fulfill their interests.
Yeah.
And these terrorist groups are always funded and protected by them through air power. Like right now in Assad, whenever he's winning the war, America airstrikes his forces.
So Shaib, asking that question, what is Al-Shabaab's interest? What is their done?
Their interest is to destabilize Somalia, to stop Somalia from forming a central government, to stop Somalia from forming any government. And they've done that for so many years, and they've done it like very well. They've done it very well. Like they've done a good job.
Drop the idea of a government then.
It comes down to money, bro. You pay a nigga in Somalia $5K a month.
Otherwise, there's no country.
His own people, they'll do that.
You have to form a government. You have to form some form of authority within the country. Otherwise, there's no law, there's no government, there's nothing in it. It's just an outlaw land. Who owns the place then if there's no authority over there? Do you know what I mean? Because Al-Shabaab is not an authority because the people don't recognize Al-Shabaab. So they'll never be considered an authority in Somalia because they'll never get their permission.
As y'all UK people say, fam, Al-Shabaab, they're a bunch of nitties. They're buckets, fam. Crackheads.
No,
they're low lights, bro.
My point is, these people that we call Al-Shabaab have been trained how to blow up cars, because we never knew that. We never used to just all these techniques how to like train people to, like from it's mental, isn't it? Like it's like brain, like all these. There's a lot of techniques involved.
Yeah, they're well trained. Yeah, it's
like,
a lot of yeah.
There's a lot of expertise involved in this operation that they're doing. Like
no, it's not like we can't. It's not like Somalis are not capable of being very developing sophisticated warfare techniques and stuff. It's just like it's their war ethic is very un-Somali. We don't blow up people.
No,
man.
you can clearly see. Come on, man. You can clearly see.
That's true.
Blowing yourself up is not Somali way.
It's un-Somali. No, I'm saying
blowing yourself up is not the Somali way,
man. Their tactics are un-Somali, man. We don't understand.
Like, when you first hear that, you're thinking, what was that? What was going through that Somali guy's head? You'd think that, you know what I mean? Like, but anyways, my whole point is these guys that they had a mission. They've been supported. They've been given weapons. They've been given money. They've been given intelligence and everything that they needed. And so far, they've done their mission very well. They completed their mission. They haven't completed their mission, but because they don't have the control of the whole country, but they have a lot, like more than half the country.
Yeah, the thing is, I think
they've done very well. Somalia's got so much oil. It's got so much like the Somalian coast, the Somalian air.
Yeah, no, you're right. Okay, yeah. If there's peace in the south, mashallah, it will just pick up and develop very quickly. And the thing is, I think
what I'm trying to say is there's peace has been prevented in the south.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, so people are using. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I'm saying like people are there. Thing is, these forces don't want to defeat the AU forces there. Don't actually want to defeat. They don't want to defeat Al-Shabaab because having Al-Shabaab there actually serves their interests, and they don't want to build a Somali army either. So it's like for them.
From what I know now, Farmajo's building an army. He's sending troops to be trained in Turkey. He's sending troops. He's training troops. He's recruiting Somali troops. Right now, he's trying to build an army.
What we need. Yeah, that's what we need. So the thing is, like, alhamdulillah, at least Turkey's there helping us to build the army. It's very good. So we need to carry on with that because I think these people are not interested in defeating Al-Shabaab. I think in fact they want Al-Shabaab to be there because obviously it serves their interest. It's just they put on a show. They put on this facade that they're serious about defeating Al-Shabaab, and they're in Somalia to defeat Al-Shabaab, to fight Al-Shabaab.
Well, this is going on everywhere. This is going on in Iraq, Syria, Libya, everywhere. All these other places. What do these people do everywhere else? They blow up people. They blow up. They don't even fight. Like, you know what I mean? They don't fight ground to ground. They're hiding. They wear plain clothes. They don't have a uniform.
Yeah, they're cowards. That's what they are. They're cowards. Yeah, it's not.
They just create terror. They just create terror. And you know what that terror stops? You know what that terror stops? It stops investments from coming to the country. It stops people from uniting.
Stops everything. It stops Somalis from coming back to the country. Because Somalis are very like we've got so many Somalis abroad who are actually, mashallah, very, are highly qualified. They're well educated, entrepreneurial. If they come back and they pull so you got so many Somalis in Kenya that are millionaires basically. If they pull their money from Tanzania, from Kenya, from Ethiopia, from Djibouti, and they put it into Somalia, then let's say the economy is gonna pick up, the country is gonna develop, but they want to stop Somalis from coming back and developing the country.
Like for example, if we're talking personally, right now, I wouldn't spend any money in Somalia. Like I wouldn't invest. I would invest in Somaliland.
Yeah,
like my family's investing in Somaliland.
Yeah, exactly. So, but if there was peace, then everybody would be running to the south because south is mashallah, it's fertile. It's a lot more fertile. It's richer.
To be honest, the south is a lot better than the north.
Yeah, it's quite land-wise,
the quite beautiful. The weather.
Yeah, the weather is it's a lot more cosmopolitan. There's a lot going on. Mashallah, it's thriving, isn't it? Massive city, massive city, mashallah.
It's greener, so much greener.
Because I've got so many farms. It's mashallah, it's beautiful. So I mean, people will come back, and the Somalis will come back, and we'll build their country in no time. Because we've got the schools, we've got the dedication, they've got the they've got the resources, they're very resourceful as well. Marka, then Somalia will basically become the powerhouse of East Africa. That's it, because and they pull the money from all these countries that are neighboring Somalia as well. As I said, Kenya's got the Somalis have so much money in there. Honestly, they've got Tanzania, you've got even Ethiopia, in Djibouti.
Yeah, I've been to Isli. I know about
Wallahi, it's incredible. It's not just Isli. Wallahi, they've got Hawaiian in even Nairobi. Melankara. Garissa. Wallahi, if some things? So they want basically that money. Especially the neighbors, in it, they want to keep that money from Somalia.
Let me tell you something about Somalis, Somalis in Kenya. Yeah. Over there, the perception of the Somali people in Kenya is like, it's kind of like, oh, Somalis have money in it. Like the average Kenyan over there looks at you like, oh yeah, Somalis have money. And you know why? Like the reason because of that is like a lot of Somalis over there, they don't work, they don't have jobs, but they have family members sending money over there from America, from Sweden, from the UK, from Belgium, from wherever, in it.
Yeah.
So they see all these Somalis all day just chewing chad or just chilling, drinking tea.
Yeah.
He does nothing, but he has money to spend. Do you know what I mean?
Alhamdulillah.
Like these Kenyans, they're not used to that. They don't have that Somali connection, like really.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Where your uncle will support you daily, your daily life expenses.
They'll take care of you. Yeah, man. That's how we survive. Like that's how we survive all these problems, isn't it? Alhamdulillah,
We're very, very connected.
Alhamdulillah, that's how we survived basically the horrors of the civil war. Alhamdulillah.
Even if distant family members might call, oh yes, can you do that for me?
Yeah. Alhamdulillah. All right, bye. I'm the only one here. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the other guys all disappeared, yeah? Hello?
Oh, Ibrahim, are you there?
Yeah, I'm still, yeah. The other guys have all disappeared, didn't it? They've all gone. Yeah, alhamdulillah. Yeah, you're right. Mark, are you there?
Yellow, what is going on? What happened to the people then? What happened? Everyone's gone. See people in the chat, people going nuts. I don't know. Raggi maxaa ku dhacay? Everyone went quiet, man. They're saying, I see the Salaf, he's going nuts. He's going nuts in the chat. So what on? I thought, what's with the division talks? Al-Salaf, but you know, when they unite everyone underneath the whole whatever. So I never knew the polyester dress guys knew about the division thing. Assalamu alaikum, my brother. TK. TikTok. What is going on? I hear you, Faz. I hear you, man. We need to sort them out. We need to bring ourselves in. So sad what happened. Yeah, man. It was. We've been discussing it. Funny how you never catch the Salaf boys on these conversations, man. Yeah, bro. Wallah inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un again to the loss of lives. You get where I'm coming from? Hey, Hassan. We love you too. We love you too. No, it's not even like that, man. It's all good, man. It's all good in the love, man. I'm you know me, man. I'm a brother from the S-lands. Love to everybody. You get me? You guys should really be on that, seriously. And like Sam was saying, man, there's a lot more to discuss, man. You get me? None of you lot are saying Lana Hadith to the people in the me, they don't keep them take. I was gonna do an all-nighter, but you know, seems as I might as well just round out the last 5 minutes of the show. Oh, what happened? I thought I saw a whole panel here one time, and I thought to myself, what's going on? I could die. Yeah. I don't know. Oh, something. He's on some whatever. You know, the division talks. Yeah, man. So I don't know what someone was agreeing with, but you know, I hear you. I don't know what someone was agreeing with, but Bada bing, bada boom. Al-Kakos. I was listening to a stream earlier, man. So I see you getting pressured out there, brother. What's going on, bro, man? Them fake Salif boys, innit? Them online Salif man, them. You hear me? I saw that. I saw you guys, I might have to play that, you know, that Al-Kaka getting, you know, I don't know whether it was pressure. I don't know whether you were getting drawn out, but boy, Al-Kax, man. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I feel you're hard on the YouTube streets, my brother. Come on. But it was getting pressured, man. We love you. Come back home. I keep telling you, come back home. Come back home, man. You get me? I'll score all that's up to you. Yeah, word on the street. I'm hearing you're not even a real Salaf, brother. Is that true? Yeah, I want to hear this. You know, one time, yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you, yeah. I was in Speaker's Corner, innit? And then I'm like, you know me, I'm an Arsenal top on. And one of these guys is like, oh, football's haram. Ibn Tayyip, someone said, I was like, bro, are you crazy? What do you mean waste your time, man? When you man making a thing like, you get me? Yeah. So I don't know, man. I don't know, wallahi, I'll tell you the truth. Yeah, man, so I'm thinking to myself, boy. Let's just start waffling, yeah. Yeah, man, come on, man. Man like Faz, we know Al-Cax is everywhere, bro. He's repping that Somali sort of thing, you get me? Man said you cannot, yeah. Yeah, yeah, man. Wallahi, I one time one night, I was like, what the hell? Like, literally, the brother was passionate. He was telling me, your football top, Ankan, Sidon, boom, blast. I was thinking, oh my lord. I was thinking to myself, yeah. You get me? I was thinking to myself, what the hell? That's why I tell you, these sellers are on some next things. These man that are trying to tell my football's haram. Yeah. I don't know, bro. I do that. Yeah. You see what? Don't say that, man. Oh, you got the link for that. Tell me you got the link for that, Cax, man. I want to see that. Stackles, I want to see that. Ah, no, man. Sheikh Abdurrahman, don't let me down. Is he part of that camp as well, man? Come on, man. I saw you introduced me to mine, man. You said, you're okay, Sheikh Abdurrahman, and he's trying to say football's haram. I need to see Dalil on that, man. I might even make that into a topic. But ain't we supposed to exercise? Isn't exercising part of the sunnah? That's the question I want to put out there, man. We're going to be live tomorrow anyway. I've got a nice topic lined up, hopefully. You know, with Sister Therapy. She's got a brilliant topic lined up. I posted it up in my community wall. You get on coming from my brothers and sisters. Smash up the like button. Smash up the subscribe. Oh, Stacks, man. You played it too little. Send that out. I'll save that and I'll play that tomorrow. You get me? So yeah, man. Smash up the like. Hit up the subscribe. Follow me. I know you why you get in the family. Dona. Adena na baron what? When na baron dona.